And a very pleasant good evening and welcome once again to Saddleback College Football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com tonight. From Mission Viejo, the Bobcats play host to the visiting Ventura College Pirates. Jeff Stoynoff along with Brad Hoyseth here from Saddleback College. And Brad, let's jump right in. We've got a great matchup here tonight. And you look at Saddleback College through 3 games, a record of 2-1. And this is a team for whom the phrase feast or famine was invented, because it started with an emphatic win over Glendale, but then a struggle against Riverside, and then a tale of two halves against ELAC. Talk a little bit about Saddleback College and what they've been like here so far in 2021.
Yeah, it's been a little bit of a mystery, no question about it. They've had times when they've looked great. They've had times when they've not looked so good. Had a rousing win, like you said, in week 1. Week 2 didn't go so well out of Riverside, and then you had mixed feelings about week 3. I mean, and so
it felt like 2 different games entirely.
Now you get a team like Ventura coming in, and they're 4-0. They're ranked really high, ranked 10th in the country, and so now if you're Saddleback, I think you kind of there's the feeling that hey, we need to put together 60 minutes of football if we're going to win this one, right?
Saddleback won the toss and deferred, so the Pirates will have the ball first. Now, we should update you on the situation here. You hopefully have been watching some of the shots that we've had from field level in the lead up to the game. As of right now, we are having a technical issue with our main shot of the field. So for now, we're going to have to kind of keep you here at field level and do the best that we can to bring you the action with the single shot that we do have. We are working on the camera issue right now, so we will eventually be able to give you more of a full shot of the field, so we ask you to bear with us. But we'll stay with kind of a field look here for now. And, Brad and I will do our best to try and cover the action as the Pirates come out after the touchback with a 1st and 10 from the 25. Screen pass on 1st down and a gain of perhaps a yard as they swing it out to Julian Kelly. And that'll bring up a 2nd down and 9 for the Pirates in their road white jerseys. Saddleback in the home maroon.
Well, the defense really, so far for Saddleback, has been the strength of the team. That has been maybe the most consistent part of the team so far.
Yeah, in fact, when we talked to Steve Mushagian, this is going to be a loss on the play of a couple. And quickly, a 3rd down and 11, as that was Timothy Jones getting into the backfield, the leading tackler for Saddleback. And when we talked to Steve Mushagian at Ventura College, one of the first things he said is, hey, they're very talented on defense. This will be the best defense that we've seen certainly so far this season. And we're more than impressed, and that linebacker core really leads this defense.
Yeah, the back 7 for Saddleback has been solid all season long. Obviously, they got him in the 3rd and 11. That's a pretty good spot if you're a Saddleback fan.
Peugeot completes the pass, but this is going to be about a yard or 2 shy of 1st down yardage on the reception. It was Chris Atkins, a returner from the 2019 team, and he'll gain about 9 yards on 3rd and 11. So it'll be a quick 3 and out, and mission accomplished here for the Bobcats on their first possession defensively as they force the 3 and out.
Yeah, if you're Saddleback, you get down 3rd down and 11 for your defense in the first drive. That's optimal, right? I mean, you want to keep Ventura behind the sticks, making complete passes and make plays from tough positions on the field.
Short kick toward the near sideline. This is going to be great field position for the Bobcats on their first possession right near midfield. Let's see where they eventually spot this. It's going to be at the 48 of Saddleback.
Boy, just what the doctor ordered if you're the Bobcats. I mean, you get a stop 3 and out. You get a kind of a shanked kick. Yep. You're taking over at the 48. You couldn't ask for more ideal conditions if you're Saddleback here to start the game.
19 yards on the punt with no return, and one minor mystery solved. It will be DJ Ralph who will get the start. We saw Drew Nash start the first 3 games, play the first half against East Los Angeles College, but it was Ralph who helped lead the big second half comeback, and a solid gain on 1st down as Andrew Wimmer gets the carry down to the Ventura 41. That's an 11-yard run for a 1st down, but DJ Ralph gets the call here, and I think neither one of us terribly surprised by that call.
No, not really. However, that 11-yard gain, I think last week the longest run from scrimmage for Saddleback the entire game was 6 yards. They had a 6-yarder, a couple 5-yarders. The first half they had 3 yards rushing, so it's really encouraging to see them coming out and having a successful run here on a 1st down.
And Ralph connects on his first throw over the middle for a modest gain, about 5 yards, as he finds Nino Remigo. I want to make sure I pronounce that correctly. So 2nd down and 5. Jet sweep for Hicks, looking for a lane, and he has stood up after a gain of about 3, and that's going to bring up a 3rd down and 2 from the Ventura 33-yard line.
Yeah, a little Mark McElroy special right there. Coach McElroy doing the flip of the coin here earlier tonight.
Yep.
So they come out there and they run a little jet sweep.
And, yeah, we had the close-up shot of there as Mark McElroy came out to do the opening toss, and it looks like retirement's treating him well. 3rd down and 2, offset I formation. Ralph looking to the near side, and we'll have a whistle. And did they get a timeout?
So I don't know why it's not working, but you have 6.
Yep, Saddleback takes their timeout. That will be their first charge timeout. 12:13 to go in the opening quarter. We're just underway. Saddleback and Ventura here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third and 2 and some movement on the right side for Ventura defensively. And here come the flags. And now the only question will be, was Matt Boyda drawn off sides?
Yeah, the Bobcats are pointing in the way of Ventura. Ventura's pointing in the way of the Bobcats. Who's right and who's wrong? We'll find out. I think it's going to go against Ventura, though. That's a nice little break there if you're Saddleback.
Well, the Pirates are off to something of a slow start in terms of penalties. They are in the bottom third solidly in the SCFA in terms of penalties and penalty yardage, and they can ill afford to hurt themselves in this matchup. Wimmer running right with a little move at the line, and now he'll pick his way forward for about 5 yards as Wimmer shows the quick feet.
What I really liked is that little extra burst he's got. You know, there's a couple guys that had him down around the line of scrimmage. He managed to break 1 tackle, get into the secondary, picked up 5 in a situation where it looked like maybe it was going to be no gain. So nice little run to the right side by Wimmer. I like that.
2nd down and 5. Wimmer off to a quick start. 16 yards and a couple of carries on this opening drive that started at the Saddleback 48. And back to Wimmer over his right guard, pushing the pile. He's down to the 20. That's a gain of 3, and it'll bring up another 3rd down and 2. Saddleback somewhat uncharacteristically so far early in the season, just 30% converting on 3rd downs. But, hey, 3rd and 2, a lot better than 3rd and 12. And right now they're looking at 3rd and short.
Yeah, it's been an awkward season. That's all I can say so far. I mean, you know, they're 2-1. You know, it feels at times like it hasn't been that good. It feels at other times like it's been better than that. It's just been kind of a strange year so far. Hopefully things start to you know, show a little more sense of normalcy from this point forward.
Pirates crowding the line on 3rd and short. Ralph has the snap, quarterback keeper, and he absorbs a big hit at about the 19-yard line. That's a yard shy of 1st down yardage as Jonah Rubidoux with a big hit. And that is the difference right there between 1st down and 4th and 1.
A big decision now for Coach Crabb. You're going to go for it. You're going to try a field goal. First big decision of the game for the first-year coach at Saddleback.
Saddleback kickers, 3 of 5 on field goals so far on the season between Connor Grace and Justin Kaplan. They are going to line up to go for it on 4th and 1. They give it to the deep back. That's Anthodius Ashley, and he lowers the shoulder. This is going to come down to the spot. It looked to me at first glance like he did get it maybe by a foot or two, but let's see what the spot is, and they are going to give Ashley the 1st down at the 18-yard line.
Yeah, you could see the linesman on the far side of the field. He was up inside the 18. The line to gain was the 18, so Ashley just enough. It's a game of inches, they say, Jeff.
Indeed, it was on that play at least, as Hicks in motion, fresh set of downs for the Bobcats, opening drive for the Bobcats. Another pitch, this to Wimmer, and Wimmer looking for the edge. He's going to be forced out of bounds, maybe a yard on the play. Stand back with a little bit of help from Markel Yeast.
Well, you see a little bit something different out of DJ Ralph. He's the kind of guy that can run the read option. They've tried it a few times here now on this drive. He offers you a little bit in terms of running game. So still very green. Only played a half of football last week. We'll see what he can come up here with in his 2nd appearance on the field.
2nd down and 9. They go to the pistol formation. 3 wide receivers to the right. Pirates showing blitz. Here they come. Quick throw in the flat is complete to Ramigo. And Ramigo swarmed under inside the 15 at the 13. That's a gain of about 4. Another 3rd down, 3rd and 5. The Bobcats 2 for 2 on 3rd down in this opening drive.
Well, the Pirate defense is really good on the back end. So when you start getting inside the 10, 15, 20-yard line, there's a lot less space to operate in as an offense.
Yep.
When you got guys like Donnie Dixon and Travis Callaway back there who are both Division I recruits, it's going to make it tough to try to throw the ball into the end zone.
3rd and 5. Ralph on a designed roll with some room. Going to tuck it and run. He's inside the 10 and forced out of bounds at about the 7-yard line. That is right at the 1st down marker. Another one that's going to come down to the spot.
Yeah, I think they got it again by another half yard.
Looks like by about a foot.
Again, it's DJ Ralph and his ability to, break containment, get outside, and get just enough yards for a 1st down. This turned into a long drive. It's already 6 minutes and running.
Yeah, the mobility.
Close to it.
Yeah, the mobility of Nash is, I should say, of Ralph, a little bit of a difference from Drew Nash, as we were talking a little bit earlier, and Nash a little more of a natural pocket passer. Ralph, good pocket, throws into the end zone, incomplete.
Yeah, there was nothing there, really. I'm not sure if he just threw that into the dirt to get rid of it.
Yeah, he was looking for Hicks, but the coverage was very good.
Yeah, Donnie Dixon was in coverage number 1 down there, and he's a heck of a player. And I like the decision by Ralph. I think he just threw it away. He made it look good, but he pretty much threw that into the dirt.
Yeah, Dixon, 3 interceptions to lead the Pirates this season, but Steve Mushagian talking about Donnie Dixon, a returning starter from all the way back in 2018, as Wimmer gets the carry, running right, looking for the edge, forced out of bounds, a gain of perhaps a yard. It'll bring up 3rd and goal from the 6, but getting back to Dixon, one of the things that Steve Mushagian said that he's very good at doing is baiting quarterbacks into throws. He will try to draw that throw from you, and that's how he's so effective in terms of creating turnovers, as he's done 3 times so far this season.
Yeah, Saddleback saw Riverside earlier in week 2 and Ventura here in week 4. Those 2 teams might have the best secondaries in the entire state, if not the entire country. So Saddleback quarterbacks, they've had their hands full here over the first 4 weeks.
3rd down and 6, play action. Ralph in some trouble. He's going to be sacked back at the 12-yard line.
Well, you took a sack. You're still in field goal range. I'd rather see him take a sack than throw it into coverage, So I like the decision in the sense that he didn't try to make a play. It's very likely you see kids that get in the game for the first time, they want to make a play. Well, he made the smart decision. He didn't have to make a play. It's still only a 30-yard field goal.
Looked like it was Sebastian Rios Lara that was the first to get there. The field goal attempt will be a 30-yard attempt. It's in the air and no good. Wide left, so a long drive for the Bobcats. 7:43 remaining in the first quarter, but they come up empty as the field goal wide left, and we remain scoreless. It's Saddleback and Ventura here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second drive for the Pirates. After the missed field goal, still scoreless. Pachot with a quick throw on the left, complete again to Atkins. Forced out of bounds. After a gain of about 8, it'll be 2nd down and 2. Atkins with both catches so far tonight for the Pirates.
This game so far, a low-scoring affair, 7.5 minutes in. A couple of years back, Saddleback played Ventura at Mission Viejo. I think the Saddleback football team had like 700 total yards in the game, and I think Ventura had close to 500.
Yeah, exactly as we wouldn't have predicted. A shot downfield and the pass complete.
There might be a flag on the play,
We
Jeff.
do have a flag down. And this one looking like it's going to work against Ventura, and this will be coming back.
Nice little down and out pattern there from the quarterback, but maybe got some help from a lineman to make it happen.
Yeah, it looked to me like everybody on the Pirates knew it pretty much right away. And indeed, The penalty against Ventura, so they'll mark it off. And again, for those who might just be joining us, we are experiencing some technical difficulty with our main camera up top. We are working on it right now, so right now we're giving you field level images, and hopefully we can get the camera issue resolved and get you back to a couple of different looks here in our coverage here tonight. I'm sure we can. We're working on it now, so we'll get it done as quickly as we can. 2nd down and 13. Football resting on the Ventura 17-yard line. Blitz coming. Good protection for Peugeot. Going deep. Got a man. Vaughn lays out. Can't quite come up with it.
Yeah, boy, they caught a break there, did the Bobcats, because Vaughn just tripped up a little bit and juggled it and just couldn't come up with it. Boy, if he hits him in stride, that's in all likelihood an 87 or 83-yard touchdown, right?
Yeah, I think it's a good non-call, but yeah, the feet got a little bit tangled, and I think that was the difference for Vaughn there. Just took a little bit off the stride. He got both hands on it. Anybody who's followed Ventura football for any length of time knows that if Terrell Vaughn gets 2 hands on it, that's usually pretty much a guaranteed catch, but he can't quite come up with that one. So 3rd down and 13 now for the Pirates. Peugeot rolling away from pressure, throws on the run high, and it's picked off. First turnover, and it's Saddleback that forces it.
Yeah, good picture right there.
Corbin
Camera guy on the
Fagans.
sidelines. That's the one time when we don't want the high shot from the camera.
Right?
Johnny on the spot. Corbin Fagans makes the play. And, again, the Bobcats now, again, have great field position.
That's a great job by Fagans going up for that ball. The pass was a little high by Peugeot. That is just his 3rd interception thrown this season. There was a flag at the tail end of the play that will work against Saddleback, so that'll hurt them a little bit in terms of field position.
I don't
But
know.
still a relatively short field.
Was it at the tail end or was it just during the play? It almost looks to me, Jeff, like the defense is going back out on the field.
And we do have our shot up top, and that is a nice sight to see.
I think
and
they
indeed,
called
yeah,
offsides against
yeah.
the Bobcats
so
or something.
Take the interception off the board, and instead it's 3rd down and 8. So that's a big, big call early in this one. 6:27 to go in the first quarter, and the Pirates dodge a major bullet. Peugeot throwing over the middle, tipped up in the air. This one's picked off.
Unbelievable, really.
Isaiah Sierra.
Yeah, and I think the football is going to be at almost the exact same yard line. It would have been a play earlier. Heck of a play by Sierra. Almost a pinball shot went off the wide receiver, tipped up in the air. Sierra comes up with that. That's pretty good stuff.
We'll see if we can give you a quick look at the replay here. And let's talk through this one. And this one, Peugeot drops back, throws the pass here, and it's off the hands of his intended target, Terrell Vaughn, and just stays in the air just long enough for Sierra to get there. Good hands from the linebacker. And he makes the interception and will bring you back to live action.
Bobcats back in business from the 32 of the Pirates.
Hicks in motion, Ralph, with a big lane up the middle, but he is dragged down from behind after a gain of just a couple of yards. Boy, that was a lot of room, and that was an important tackle, as it was Angelo Jewell.
Yeah, it looked as if
who was
Ralph
able to just get a little bit of jersey. Otherwise, Ralph, he might still be running, but he had about 15, 20 yards of open field if Jewell doesn't get a handle on him. So Jewell saves the Pirates.
Yeah, it looked
a lot
like
of
Ralph
yardage.
had some room. Boy, it closed quickly.
Play action and the read option, and again, Ralph straight ahead down to the 30. That's a gain of a yard, and now it's 3rd down and 7 for Saddleback.
Well, it's a big play here for the Bobcats. You've had the ball deep in Ventura territory a couple of times now. You came up empty the first time around, and you'd love to see you make a play here and get some points on the board.
Through 3 games, Saddleback offensive line, 7 sacks allowed. That's also somewhat uncharacteristic for the trying to bring you up on some of the noise down on the field, but there's a lot of chatter down there.
There is some chatter. Absolutely.
They're talking. Meanwhile, 15-yard penalty leaves it at 2nd and 22. They set up the screen over the middle, and it's Ramino, and that ball pops out.
Yeah,
but
I
it
think
looks like it went right to a Bobcat offensive lineman.
Yeah, I think big 63. He just had something pop at him. Taj Bryson, 6'3" and a quarter, and he saw that football. He just nabbed it right out of the sky. Good play by Bryson.
It leaves a 3rd and 14 for Saddleback, as they'll bring in some fresh bodies. Actually, well, now I've got it at 4th and 14, but I thought just a moment ago it was 2nd and 22. I lost it down in there somewhere.
Yeah.
But we're seeing the punting unit from Saddleback, and I'm not entirely sure on that one, but I thought they marked off a penalty, and it was 2nd and 22, but I'm sure the Pirates will take it.
I think it's a penalty on us.
Wouldn't be the first. This one inside the 10, a tremendous punt from Dylan Widener. And this will be spotted at the 6. What a great job pinning the Pirates deep. And with 4:35 remaining here in the opening quarter, still scoreless. Well, there's your upset of the day. You talked about it before, about the meeting between these two teams in 2019, and they went right to the offensive fireworks. And you would have expected something similar here today so far, certainly at least from Ventura, a couple of possessions. But Ventura scored 49 or more in their first 4 games. But again, it just underscores the point of what a step up this is for the Pirates, particularly in terms of their schedule so far this season.
Yeah, I think for both teams, this might be the best team they've faced all season long.
Yeah, Riverside always a perennial power, but they were upset a week ago against Golden West.
Golden West suddenly has found something. They had a big lead earlier again today against Long Beach City.
Well, they're always a very well-coached, very tough team under head coach Nick Mitchell, but that was a huge win for them, beating the defending champions in the 3C2A.
It's definitely a game that'll give you some confidence. We got
Free
flags on
play
this play.
for Peugeot, deep throw just overthrown. Looked like Kevin Tate.
Yeah, I think it
far
was
side,
Kevin
or Isaiah
Taylor.
Isaac, trying to get the number on the far side of the field.
Well, your eyes are better than mine. I thought it was, I couldn't tell if it was 2 or 8. I don't think it would be 8, though, because he's a running back. So
Right. I think it's Isaiah Isaac. But, yeah, just our luck, 2, 6, 8, 5. They always give us the numbers for that to challenge the older eyes. But the penalty is against Saddleback, so it's a 2nd down. Well, they haven't updated the scoreboard. This looks more like a 1st and 10, and, indeed, now they are going to move the chains. So it was enough for a 1st down. Kelly in the backfield behind Peugeot for the Pirates. Play action and designed roll. Peugeot with time, looking, throws, and it's broken up.
yeah, that's a heck of a play there for Saddleback. Brian Sanders just clipped right in front of the wide receiver there. He cut in front of
That was
number
Isaiah
6
Isaac.
there, Isaiah Isaac.
Yep. Sanders, an interesting story, too, that I'm sure you can get to, but not available in our Week 1 coverage, but he has come back and rejoined the team. But this is a big part of their secondary.
Yeah, no, the Bobcat secondary has been the best part of this team for most of the season. They've been making plays just like that all season long.
2nd down and 10. This is a stern challenge defensively for the Pirates, and it's showing here in the first quarter as Kelly twists his way forward for a
ball
gain of a
came loose.
couple. And did the ball come out?
I think they're going to say he was down. Probably a good call. Seemed
Sean
to come out
Owens,
quite a bit late.
Yeah, they're wrapping up Kelly, and it'll bring up a 3rd down and 9. The Pirates, as you might expect, well over 40% converting 3rd downs so far this season. But this
Biggest conversion
tougher one
so
here with
far.
a 3rd and long.
Biggest conversion so far, though, Jeff, was this IT crew here figuring out our camera situation.
Well, that's the save of the day for sure. Peugeot throws over the middle off the hands of his intended target. It looked like he was looking for Isaac again.
Another great play by Sanders. I think he got a hand in there. I don't know if we got a replay of that or not, but that was a heck
we're
of
going
a
to go
play.
to it and let's
Either
take
that
a
or it
look
was
here.
A drop.
And this was Peugeot comes in completing, I should say, 74% of his passes. So he has been exceedingly accurate all season. And this looked like another pretty good throw. But as you make the point, Sanders right there stride for stride. The receiver's just not as open.
Hard
But it
to
looks
tell.
like he hits Isaac there. And but Sanders right there, and he might have gotten a hand in. Either way, Pirates going to have to punt it away.
The
Low
line drive.
end over end kick, and it's going to take a Pirate bounce, but fielded on one hop back at the 39-yard line. The ball comes out late, and the Bobcats able to jump on it back at the 39.
Yeah, that was Bryce Kreider who jumped on the football afterwards. Big tight end.
So
Got
go-
good hands. Those tight ends got good hands, Jeff.
They absolutely do. They're going to spot it back at the 42, so I don't know if that's either not a terribly good spot in my opinion, or it might be that they ruled that fumble came after the player was down, but the Bobcats will pick up a couple of yards from the point at which Kreider fell on the ball. Ralph guns it, has a man wide open. The Bobcats are going to get on the board.
Yeah, boy, he just found a little spot in the seam. That's
Darius Maxwell.
And that was some confusion along the secondary. We'll see it again here, but Maxwell, it's a good pass by Ralph. He had to throw it in between three players, but once Maxwell caught it, it was over.
Yeah, this looks like potentially a blown assignment because, as you make the point, yeah, there's Maxwell wide open and nobody's home. They're never going to catch him.
So, yeah, safety never came over the top to help. He tried to cut it off and make a play, and once you make that mistake, it ends up in the end zone.
And for Drew Nash, that's just his second touchdown pass of the season. But it gets the Bobcats on the board. They draw first blood. Extra point up and good. 2:56 remaining in the first quarter. And Saddleback with the 7-0 lead. You're watching Saddleback College Football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Seven 0 Saddleback after Ralph connects with Darius Maxwell on
That's
a
the play.
58-yard touchdown pass. Sorry, Brad.
That's the play Saddleback's been looking for. I mean, they saw one big play like that in the fourth quarter last week when they had the 73 or 74-yard touchdown, and now you get this one. And if you're Saddleback, you hope this is a sign of good things to come, because if you can make plays like that, that's just going to make that running game that much better.
Well, since Ralph took over as the starter at halftime last week, the Bobcats have outscored their opponents now 37-0. So he's got a streak going.
And so does the defense, by the way.
Absolutely.
You know, they're working on 3 quarters to scoreless. You know, community college football, it's tough to get a shutout. It's very, very challenging to go 4 quarters and shut somebody out. Just by luck or by happenstance, they're going to recover a fumble. They're going to get in field position where they can get some points on the board. They're working on 3 quarters now without a point scored on them.
And to shut out Ventura for any length of time.
Yeah, no kidding.
Is bordering on a miracle. And the Pirates will go back to the ground on first down and nothing doing.
Well, there hadn't been anything there with the running game all night long for Ventura. It's been pass or bust. They've gotten a lot of single coverage downfield, and you would like to think that at some point something's going to pop on the outside or downfield, but so far the secondary for Saddleback has just outplayed the wide receivers from Ventura.
That was Jesse Valenzuela on the carry, and no gain brings up a 2nd down and 10 for the Pirates, who trail at 7-0. Pichot throwing left, completes the pass out to the 33-yard line.
Really good tackling on the part of Saddleback so far in this game. There's been very few extra yards after the completion.
Yep.
Big play here, though, 3rd down and 2. They'd love to get off the field again quickly.
That was Atkins working against Sanders, and it brings up a 3rd down and 2. Atkins already with 3 catches so far today, and he's been most of the offense so far, as Pichot is just 4 of 8 for 25 yards so far here in the first quarter. Pichot throws over the middle, catch is made, 1st down.
Yeah, it's a good little play there for Ventura. They needed to move the sticks. They went to one of their hallmark plays. Kevin Tate makes the catch. It's an easy little pitch and catch. He just finds a little soft spot in the zone.
And the Pirates want to work quickly from the 41. Valenzuela on the counter. Pushes the pile out to the 44. That's a gain of 3. And it brings up a 2nd down and 7. Down to 1:30 and counting remaining here in the opening quarter. A Ralph to Maxwell touchdown pass, accounting for the scoring so far.
That's
They
actually a
screen it
running
out
play
quickly
right here.
to Valenzuela. Valenzuela looking for a block, but he is swarmed under. Back near the original line of scrimmage. That's a loss of a couple on the play. In fact, a loss of 3 is going to make it 3rd down and 10 as you watch the gang tackling here of the Bobcats, and they continue to be impressive defensively.
Yeah. You know, I think if there's a strength of this team, it's as an offense, you really don't want to go east-west against this team. They're really good that way. A lot of team speed.
Yeah, that was Sean Owens getting a little bit of help there from Lance Tianco fighting off a block. And now it's 3rd and 10. Pichot stepping up in the pocket, guns it over the middle, completes, and a second effort from Tate leaves him about a yard shy of the 1st down marker.
Yeah, huge decision here for Steve Mushajian.
4th and 1. And let's see what Steve Mushajian wants to do on the season. Ventura is 6 of 9 on 4th down, and they're going to line up to go for it. Quick snap, and it's Pichot who will take it himself. And he is able to get to the 47. That's a gain of 3 and a conversion on 4th down.
Yeah,
that's a gutsy call from Steve Mushajian.
Saddleback just didn't have the right personnel on the field. I think if they had to do it again, they'd probably take a timeout, get a couple big bodies in the middle there. Ventura recognized it. They called the play quickly from the sidelines. They realized Saddleback only had 3 guys in the middle of the field. And 3 on 5 just generally doesn't work very well for the defense.
That'll be the last play of the first quarter. Through 1, the Bobcats leading the Pirates 7-0 at Saddleback College Football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. From the 48-yard line of Saddleback as the Pirates continue to the drive here to start the second quarter. Valenzuela on the sweep, tripped up inside the 45 at the 43. That's a gain of 5 and a 2nd down and 5 coming up.
Yeah, so far the Ventura offense hasn't shown that big playability yet. You can see that it's there. You know that the potential's there. They just haven't been able to find that one guy down the field.
Yeah, they had an opportunity. Vaughn had gotten behind his defender, but off the hands, and that was probably the best chance for the Pirates.
Right
yeah, Vaughn going to look to throw, has a man looking for Boyd, and he just overshot him, leaving a 3rd down and 4.
I've always had a theory on these plays, Jeff. I want my quarterback to throw the football, and I want my wide receiver to catch the football.
Well, Vaughn,
you see, he was wide open.
Yep.
Just missed him a wide open pass.
You know, Vaughn does just about everything for this offense, but not able to convert in the passing game, throwing the football on that play. 3rd and 4. Let's going to give you one more look here at the throw, and this is well designed, and Boyd's open, but Vaughn just overshot him. But, you know, catching the football, returning punts, that's what Terrell Vaughn does for this team, I guess. 3rd and 4. Pichot over the middle, completes back to Tate. It's Tate now who has 4 catches in the game, and that one converts a big 3rd down to the 31. And that might be the best throw we've seen from Pichot so far tonight.
The Saddleback defense is just forcing Ventura to be patient is what they're doing. They're leaving them open in the soft zones area. You know, they're used to going out there and scoring 60 points. Are they going to be willing to methodically go down the field?
They fake it to Tilley, and it's Pichot on the keeper. And he is forced out of bounds near 1st down yardage. A flag did come in on the far side of the field. Let's see if this is coming back.
Might have a holding call on the wide receiver there on the outside. I think it might be a situation where the catch is allowed down to the 22. Then we get a holding call against the wide receiver from there.
Yeah, we got the look there, and there it is. That's a great job on the replay. And I think it's Tate just reaching out there, and boy, that's the kind of penalty that you really don't need. And obviously, don't want to fault Kevin Tate there given the effort, but I think that one set the Pirates back. Back to a second down. Well, it should. No, this will be a first down. But are they going to go from the spot? It looks like they're going to call this a 1st and 12 from the 32 of Saddleback. Tilley in the backfield with Kelly in an offset I formation.
Bobcats catch a little break there, Jeff.
Play action, pressure coming. Peugeot steps up into the end zone looking for Atkins, and it's picked off. Corbin Fagans has his interception. He's going to bring it out of the end zone back to the 25, brought down at the 27.
Corbin Fagans clearly the star of the game right now if you're the Bobcats. 2 excellent interceptions.
And right into your living room.
Yeah, I mean, Ventura was on the doorstep for the first time the whole game, and Fagans just turned around at the last second. You could see it here. It almost looked like the wide receiver had a half a step on him. The ball was a little bit underthrown. It doesn't look like we're going to get it there, but Fagans turned at the very last second. Quick reactions, picks it off, runs it all the way back to the 26.
Maybe we have that one from the other angle while they're getting ready to go here. But, it looked like Atkins was the intended receiver, and it was a one-on-one, but Fagans just went up there and got that football. They'll keep it on the ground on first down. Will the Bobcats. Samuel Hicks gets the carry. He is stood up at the line. No gain on the play, and it's 2nd down and 10.
Yeah, tough numbers so far, though. If you're the quarterback, you already got a couple was it 2 or 3 interceptions? Well, there was another one that was overturned.
It's 2 officially.
Right?
There's 3, and 1 was erased by a penalty, and that is incredibly unlike Jordan Peugeot so far this season for those that have watched the Pirates.
That's right. Fagans, his previous interception, that was called back. Is that the one that was called back?
Yep. Ralph on the keeper. The ball comes out. Pirates saying they have it, and they do. So DJ Ralph coughs it up.
Well, what's good for the goose is good for the gander. The Bobcats put it on the turf.
Ralph Navarro comes out with the football. Let's watch the replay as the Pirates get it right back with a short field. And this is a designed run for Ralph, Brad, and just popped out. Looked like Standback with the hit.
Yeah, you got to hang on to that football. Learning lesson. I'm sure the coaches will be in his ear a little bit when he comes to the sidelines. Got to hold on to that football. They're going to be stripping at it every single play.
Saddleback +1 turnover ratio so far this season. So they haven't dominated in terms of turnovers as Kelly gets the carry. Off tackle on the right side down to the 24. They've forced a couple of turnovers tonight. The Pirates, for their part, have been extremely opportunistic, not just +7 in terms of turnover ratio, but they also have 6 touchdowns this season on special teams or defense through 4 games. So it's really been the Pirates' calling card.
Yeah, I mean, they've been clicking on all cylinders since week 1. And it looks like this game, though, they got a little bit tougher test on their hands.
Absolutely. 2nd down and 5. As Kelly remains in the backfield. And they'll go back to Kelly. Good hole up front, but he is stood up and driven back. That's a big hit down there by Isaiah Sierra.
Ventura now perfectly happy putting the ball on the ground. They've found something a little bit. Just grinding away 3, 4, 5 yards a pop.
This should be a 3rd and 1 for the Pirates. They'll quick snap it again, and it's Peugeot on the keeper again, and that is good enough to move the chains.
Almost the same situation as we saw earlier.
Yep.
Bobcats only had 3 defensive linemen up front, and 5-on-3 just doesn't work well if you're a defense.
Pirates now 3 of 8 on 3rd down with that conversion. It's a 1st and 10 from the Saddleback 17. They'll keep it on the ground once again on 1st down as Kelly twists his way forward for a pickup of a couple down to the 15.
It's about the 5th running play in a row, isn't it?
Well, I think right now you look at a couple interceptions for Peugeot, and it's been a frustrating first half. I think he's made a couple of very good throws that have either been broken up or off his receiver's hands. But maybe right now you want to settle your young quarterback down, and I think Steve Mushagian content to go with the running game, especially if you can move the chains.
Yeah, it's a good little chess match going on out there right now.
Peugeot going to throw this time, looking right. Nobody open now, throws over the middle, and it's broken up.
Oh, another excellent play by the Bobcats right
Steven
there.
Gushigan.
Yeah, Gushigan with a heck of a play. You can see he got his left arm right up in front of him.
Yeah, he wanted Tate again. He has become his favorite target here in this first half. And going back to last week, Tate had a big game in the victory over Chafee. 6 catches for 87 yards in that victory. 3rd down and 7. Peugeot taking his time. Has the snap, blitz coming, good protection, guns it on the right side, catch is made, 1st down for the Pirates, inside the 5, down to the 4. It was Tate with another reception, working over there against Gushigan again.
Saddleback's just keeping the play in front of them. They've made a number of nice plays on balls like this, but that's just a good pitch and catch right there. Strong arm. You see the arm strength there. That was a big throw. That's the one that scouts look at. That's the kind of play they want to see a quarterback be able to make.
First down carry for Kelly, and he's in for the touchdown. Good push up front. It's a 4-yard touchdown run for Julian Kelly and the Pirates. Now just an extra point away from drawing even in this one.
It's kind of what Ventura needed right there. They had come up empty the last time around with Corbett Fagans made the interception. They caught a break on the Bobcats, returned the favor with a fumble. And they finally do cash in to even this thing up.
Tito Arroyo on for the extra point. And Arroyo is a real boon for the Pirates. I specifically asked about Arroyo in my talk with Steve Mushagian this week. Going back to last year, I should say back to 2019, Arroyo's 26 of 31
he's really
on
good.
field goals over that year in about 4 games. Span, and that's just an unheard of total. And hey, Steve Mushagian said, hey, we love having this guy. To me, he's the best kicker in the state of California. And I'm not sure he wasn't talking about D1 too, but he is more than impressed and happy to have Arroyo on the team.
You know, oftentimes the difference between being a good team and being a really good team is being able to do the little things right. And not that kicking field goals and extra points is a little thing, because it's a big thing.
Yep.
But when you've got a guy that's really, really good at it, then you have a lot of confidence, and you know you can make a point, make a kick when you have to.
Yeah. Well, let's see. I mean, there haven't been a whole lot of close games so far for the Pirates this season, but this one, with 10:32 to go here in the second quarter, is shaping up to be a horse of a different color, shall we say, for the Pirates. I don't see them running away in this one. The approach and the kick away. This one taken at the goal line. Farrell on the return with a little move at the 20. Looking for a lane. He's out past the 25 and brought down at the 26. So a good return sets up the Bobcats for this possession at their own 26-yard line with 10:24 to go here in the first half.
See what the Bobcats come up here offensively this time with. They've had the one big play. Other than that, there's been a lot of, dinking and dunking, sweep plays, running plays wide. But they did come up with the one big play, and sometimes that's better than a whole bunch of little plays.
To me, and I'm double-checking the stats here, but Terrell Vaughn and Yasir Berry, the leading receivers for each team, no catches so far for either one here through a little over a quarter. And I don't think that's an accident. I think there's a couple of teams that know each other pretty well and know how to take away primary options.
Yeah, let's see if both teams try to change that, though. Sometimes you have to force the ball into a guy's hands and maybe throw him something out in the flat, an easy pass, so he can feel like he's gotten involved in the game.
Wimmer on the carry, brought down by Callaway at the 29. That's a run of 3 yards, and it brings up a 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, you see Barry lined up on the far side of the field. You see him there, number 2, hanging out around the 22. Let's see if they can work the ball to him, but he is working on a pretty good DB back there. Okay, by the name of who is that? That's
James Tuayimi.
Tuayimi, yeah.
Yep. Meanwhile, on the other side, it's Jeremy Cooper split out wide, and Cooper's been a guy who's come on in the last couple of weeks to become a bigger and bigger part of this Bobcat offense. Ralph looking for Cooper, back shoulder throw, and he overshot him. 3rd down and 7 coming up. That was Cam Williams on the coverage.
Not sure Cooper wouldn't have gotten called for a little offensive interference regardless. Looked like he pushed off a little bit there. Let's see if we can take a look at it.
And we'll give you this one, see if we can get it from field level here. And this will come right into your picture there. And hard to say, a little bit of jockeying, but the ball overthrown anyway. So it's a 3rd down and 7 for Saddleback. 4-man rush. Ralph rolling to his left, going to tuck it and run. He's going to dive for the 1st down marker. This will come down to the spot, and it looks preliminarily like he's about a half a yard short at the 35.
Yeah, that's pretty close. I think it was a pretty good spot. I knew when he dove for it, if you go head first, they'll give you where the ball ends up. if you start sliding, it's from where you begin sliding. So he did the right thing. The problem was it was just about a half-yard shy.
Saddleback going to line up to go for it. They're 3 of 4 on fourth down so far this season. This is 4th and a yard. And when we talked about Steve Mushakian with a gutsy call at midfield, Kerry Crabb, this is the next level up from gutsy from his own 35, but he's going to take the chance. Wimmer on the carry, runs into Rubidoux and drags the pile for a gain of about 3. That is a great job by Andrew Wimmer because he is hit at the line by Jonah Rubidoux. That's just a defensive tackle, but not quite enough to stop Wimmer as he is able to push the pile for 3 yards and a first down.
Bobcats take a risk, and the risky guys get the reward, right?
That's how it worked out this time. 1st and 10 from the 38. And they'll go back to the ground, and Wimmer hit at the line. Maybe a yard. Looks like they're going to give him to about the 38. Adrian Sirocco
Both teams
getting into the backfield.
Both teams kind of going with a slow, methodical approach. And when you get that kind of game, it usually comes down to a couple of big plays, turnovers, long touchdown plays. Saddleback perfectly content with, running the football and speeding up this game, speeding up the clock anyways.
Clock winds under 8 minutes to go in the first half. Short throw dropped. Looking for Remigio.
Yeah, Remigio just ran before he had the football. You could see he turned his head.
And quickly now it's 3rd and 10 for Saddleback, and they are just 1 of 5 on 3rd down so far in the game.
3rd and 10 is a tough one. If it's 3rd and 4 or 5, your numbers get a whole lot better. 3rd and 10, it's tough to design a play, especially against a defense that's this good in the secondary.
Pirates going to drop into coverage and rush 4. Ralph stepping up, going to look to run, and he stumbles over his own feet trying to get around Sirocco. He got to the 45. That's well shy of first down yardage, and we'll see the Bobcat punting unit.
Yeah, I don't think they'll go for it this time.
4th and 5. Now that would be gutsy.
I think it's 4th and 3. He actually got up there further to around the 45. Looks like they need to get to the 48, but still that's a risky call. Last time they needed, 6 inches. Now they need about 15 feet.
Well, I know if my buddy and broadcast partner Mike Zapata was here, he'd be wondering aloud about the possibility of a fake punt. I personally think that's just his favorite play. He just always kind of hopes it happens. High snap with the kick away. And they'll let this one bounce inside the 15, now picking it up late. I believe it's Vaughn.
Yeah, really
and
suspect
gets it out to
right
the
there.
18-yard line. And, boy, you better have the confidence in your hands that Terrell Vaughn has if you're going to make that play, because that is a play fraught with risk. You're exactly right.
Well, you got 2 or 3 defenders that are just bearing down on you. There's very little reward. And like you said, all the ball needs to do is take a half of a hop one way or the other, and it goes off your hand, and now suddenly the other team's got the ball deep in your own end.
Yeah, he gets about 5 yards on the return to get it to the 18, and that's where the Pirates will get started. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Again, the Pirates working it from right to left here in the second quarter. They screen it out to Vaughn. That's his first catch. Able to shed one tackler, but just lose yardage after that. Back to about the 18. That is no gain on the play.
Bobcats look like a team that there was an emphasis. Let's not get beat by Terrell Vaughn.
And the Pirates love to use Vaughn in a variety of ways, not just throwing the football, as it turns out earlier in this quarter, but they'll throw short to him. We've seen him take a couple of shots downfield looking for Vaughn as well. They move him around in the slot out wide. So they're always moving him around, so he's a continual challenge. They keep it on the ground on 2nd and long with Derek West getting the carry out to the 21, a 3-yard run, and a 3rd and 7 coming up for the Pirates.
Yeah, different feel of a game, Jeff. We've talked about this throughout the broadcast so far, but a very, very different feel to this game than Ventura Saddleback games in the past. Take a look at the numbers from the 2019 game.
Yeah. We have about 1,200 yards, I think, between the two.
We already had about 500 by now.
The two teams. Indeed, the one big play to Darius Maxwell. But it's been a ball control offense really for both teams outside of that. Peugeot, straight drop, under pressure, able to fight off a tackler and get the pass off and complete. That averts the loss. This is also very close and appears to be enough for a first down.
That's a big play by the quarterback right there. There was a Bobcat right in the territory. I believe it was 54. Chad Nushi, watch, right there, man. He had him, just couldn't get him down.
Yeah, that is great strength. And back to live action with West getting the carry. Able to weave his way forward for a gain of about 4 out to the 33. It was Tate on the reception, so yet another catch for Kevin Tate.
Looks like he's on his way to having a big game.
Yeah, Tate now with 6 catches here in the first half. 2nd and 6 for Ventura. Peugeot with time, guns it, tipped incomplete off the hands of his intended target.
Yeah, that's one of those dangerous plays there when the ball starts popping in the air. And guys are salivating back there in the secondary. They would love to have another interception.
That was Brady Sturtevant, the intended receiver, and the pass was, shall we say, high and outside. Sturtevant did get a hand on it, but, yeah, that ball hung in the air. But no one from the Bobcats able to get there, so it ends up being an incompletion and a 3rd and 6 for Ventura. Blitz coming. They screen it out looking for West. West cut down.
Boy, that's a
second effort from West, and he's still going.
I cannot
Let's see what the call is.
West, call him down.
30, 25, 20, picks up a block, down to the 5, dives for the pylon, and at least for the moment, this is a touchdown for Ventura.
I tell you what, I didn't see it that closely. My initial thought was that he was down, but if he's not down, that's one of the great plays I've ever seen.
Yeah, let's watch this one more time here, and here is the tackle.
Oh, boy.
Well, let's see if we can run that one more time, Cody. I don't know if we had that from more than one angle, but this is very close to a tackle, but you can see right there that the official is in great position to make that call, and I think that's why you're going to see this stand. We could see very quickly on that replay that the official is there just a few yards away. And we'll see if we had that maybe from more than one angle. But either way, West with a huge play, 4:42 remaining in the first half, and it's Ventura now leading at 14-7.
Yeah, that's a heck of a play right there. I mean, big players make big plays, and here maybe we got a better view of it this time.
Well, let's see. If we get this one here. So it goes down as a 67-yard.
Boy, I don't know. It's close. I couldn't tell if the elbow was down or not.
I'll tell you, I think, let's see if we can even freeze this one, Cody, but we'll take a look at this one as they're lining up for the kickoff. But let's see right there, because this is
his
that
elbow's
right knee.
Down, right?
Yeah, the right knee.
His left elbow was down.
All right, and let's see.
Right there. No, maybe not. I don't know. I can't tell.
Well, let it go a little bit more here, because I think we see maybe the right knee as well. And you can see to the point that I was making, and that right knee looks like maybe it was down right there.
Well, the elbow's down right there.
Yeah,
That's
elbow
clearly
and the
down
knee.
at
And
31.
you see that this is a surprise to me, because you look at the official, you can't have a better view from that point for the official, but no call on that one. And West, give that young man a lot of credit. He didn't stop playing until he heard the whistle, and he kept going, and he turned it into a 67-yard touchdown and a lead for the Pirates.
Heads up play. If the whistle doesn't blow, keep running.
Meanwhile, a solid return for the Bobcats out to the 27, and that's where they'll get started. Great job on camera and directing tonight. Appreciate it, Cody. And we ended up getting. It took us a second there, but we got a great look at that there.
Took a minute.
That's going to be I think potentially a controversial call. Certainly, that was one that could have gone either way, but the Pirates take full advantage and turn it into a touchdown and a 14-7 lead.
That job down there with the black and white stripes, that's a tough job. And, it's very easy to rip things back on an instant replay and say that it was a poor call, but at the same time, in the moment, it's going very quickly down there. And
yeah, absolutely. Callaway with a big hit at the line. That was Jack St. Fleur on the carry, running left, and he got lucky to get back to the line. Let's see what the spot is. Well, they're going to give him a couple of yards before Callaway was able to bring him down. A 2nd down and 8 for Saddleback from their own 30-yard line, trailing for the first time tonight, now at 14-7.
It's kind of a important drive here for the Bobcats. They been a little bit stale here on offense.
Big
look at
play
this.
now into Pirate territory. It's Yasir Berry with his first catch all the way down inside the 30 to the 29. That's a 43-yard gain. They'll spot it back at the 26. So give him a couple of more yards, make it 46 yards.
Yeah, we had talked about it earlier. Barry hadn't seen the ball yet. Been 25 minutes. Finally he gets one, rips off a big play right away.
Well, that is what Yasir Berry does, at least in seasons past. First down throw incomplete. And it looked like he had Bowden Groen open on the near side, but couldn't connect. And that'll bring up a second down and 10. Barry's an interesting story because he is a huge vertical threat. Going back to 2019 as the leading receiver on this team. But so far this season, just 8.9 yards per reception for Yasir Berry.
Yeah, been a little bit more of a possession, guys. Looks like there was a penalty on Ventura on that
the
play.
Pirates with the penalty, so they will mark that off. And this is a 15-yard penalty. That'll move it down to the Ventura 13-yard line where it'll be 1st and 10, still 4:07 to go.
Quite the answer
in the
here.
first half.
Quite the answer by the Bobcats here.
Yeah, big play to Berry, and then they get a little help with the penalty, and they're in the red zone. Receivers left and right on 1st and 10. Pirates showing blitz. Here they come. Quick throw off the hands of Maxwell and incomplete.
Yeah, it's just thrown behind the wide receiver there. Timing thing, DJ Ralph just still only in his 4th quarter of football here this year. Sometimes it takes a couple of games to get the timing down with those wide receivers and running backs.
Yeah, Ralph 5 of 9 now, 118 yards, and the touchdown pass to Maxwell here in the first half. Bobcats looking potentially for the tie. They trail at 14-7. Groen in motion. Ralph with the snap. Sets up, has time into the end zone and incomplete. Looking for Remigio. Back of the end zone and a 3rd and 10 coming up for the Bobcats.
Yeah, if you're Saddleback, obviously you like to convert, but at the same time, you need to get some points out of this deal. I mean, you just had a big play, a tough break go against you on the missed call. But if you can answer, make it 14-10 here with just under 4 minutes left on the clock, that would have to make you feel a lot better about yourselves.
Was that Derek West play on 3rd down as well, if my memory is right? I'm trying to go back.
It was.
And
It was 3rd and about 6, if I recall.
Yeah, so that's a huge call because not only is it the touchdown, but if it doesn't go that way, you're getting off the field. Ralph able to spin away from pressure, dumps it short, and completes. This will not be enough for a first down as he finds St. Fleur in a pickup of a couple of yards, but it'll bring up 4th down and 8, and we'll see a field goal attempt coming here for the Bobcats.
Tough play for a quarterback when you're left-handed, rolling to the right-hand side. You got to throw against the body, and it's tough to get any zip on it downfield.
Connor Grace, 2 of 4 on the season so far, and he'll attempt this one from the right hash. It'll be an attempt of 28 yards, as we'll give you one more look at the replay here, and it's just well defended by the Pirates and not much that DJ Ralph can do. Snap, placement down, kick away. It's up and good.
So a good little answer there for the Bobcats. They do come up with 3. We also got to forget they missed a field goal earlier. This has been a tight game so far. Who's going to blink first? I think that's the question we need to ask in the second half.
So the 28-yard field goal for Grace, 3:36 to go here in the first half. Ventura with the 14-10 lead. You're watching Saddleback College Football on SoCalCollegeSports.com. And Grace will tee it up. 3:36 remaining here in the first half, and a 14-10 lead for Ventura as the Bobcats pull a little closer on the Grace field goal.
Well, let's see what Ventura comes up here on offense, because so far they've been perfectly fine with kind of methodically trying to move the ball. Of course, they had the big play, which probably shouldn't have been a big play. It was 3rd down and 6, and they caught a break, and their kid made a play. You can't blame it on him. But they haven't really shown that up-tempo pace that you'd like to see with 3:35 left in a half. And so we'll see if they try to take some shots a little bit further down the field and move a little bit quicker.
Yeah, so far just one catch for Terrell Vaughn for no yards here in the first half. So the Bobcats have done a pretty good job of slowing down an offense here that has a season low of 49 points so far through the first month. But we'll see if the Pirates make an adjustment. So far it's been a pretty good chess match between Steve Musagan and Kerry Crabb. Pachot again fighting off tacklers. Now just throws this one away as the Bobcats able to bring the pressure, but Pachot avoids the sack.
Yeah, Saddleback with another chance at a wrap-up and a sack. And if you're the coaches, you're going to go into the locker room and say, hey, look, you get this guy in your grasp. You got to bring him down, right?
Looked like James Huffman, who had the first shot at Pachot, and give Pachot a lot of credit, able to ward him off and at least get rid of the football and then to tack it on. There's going to be a penalty against the Bobcats, so the Pirates are going to pick up yardage anyway.
Yeah, I'd like to know what that call was. That's a big break there if you're Ventura.
Yeah, 4 penalties for 35 yards in the first half for Saddleback. Miles on the carry, able to circle to the right, and he is brought down after a gain of about 4.
Nice tackle there, getting to
Like
the
Angelo
outside.
Rooks,
yeah, Angelo Rooks running down the running back, because if he gets around that corner, the back had a lot of room.
It's a 4-yard run for Miles, a 2nd down and 6, and you talked about the lateral speed for this Bobcat defense, and it is tough to get the edge. Snap to Pachot. Steps up, completes. Atkins with a little move at midfield, now to the 45, and he's run out of bounds as he gets by Gushikin and able to convert down to the 42.
A lot of single coverage from the Bobcats here tonight. And those kind of things right there, when you got good athletes on the offensive side of the ball, it's important to wrap them up at the line of scrimmage and bring them down quickly. Otherwise, they can break off a big play.
And these Pirate receivers will come at you from all over the place. They go 10, 12, 13 deep at that position. So it's going to be a lot of guys. Great job by Pachot to one-hand the high snap. Keep that one in front of him. Gives to Miles. No gain on the play, but it could have been a whole heck of a lot worse.
Yeah, good play by Pachot. He's made a couple good plays like that tonight where he's avoided a sack.
That one, yeah, he went up there to get that one. And able to at least get it to Miles. No gain on the play.
Yeah.
And it's 2nd down and 10. Good hands.
Yeah, one-handed. That's a heck of a play.
Well, you got Terrell Vaughn throwing the ball. You got Jordan Pachot catching the ball. Up is down. Who knows? Meanwhile, this pass batted around. It ends up in the hands of Tate. And it looked like both Pirate and Bobcat players had a chance at it, but I think it's going to go down. It's just an incompletion.
Lance Tianco and Tate having some words for each other after the play.
Well, this one you got to believe. This is the kind of intense competition. I would imagine that the jawing's already started a little bit down there.
Sure, yeah, it's a good, tough game.
Yep.
Both teams playing hard, making some plays. It's been a real tight battle so far. Just a couple of big plays really been the difference.
And this play, it's early, obviously, to talk about it, but this is at the very top. These types of games have playoff implications. It's going to be a tight race for those 4 spots in the SCFA playoffs, and one loss can easily be the difference.
Yeah, if you're Saddleback, you've already got one loss, and if you were to lose here, you'd really be kind of relying on having to win your league in order to make the playoffs.
Vaughn with the catch, brought down at the 32-yard line.
Yeah, I think got just enough to move the sticks again, did Ventura. So a minute 45 on the clock, and they've methodically moved it downfield. They got a break on a 15-yard penalty. But they got themselves back down there in scoring position again here before the half.
Yeah, they convert on a 3rd and 10. Vaughn with his 2nd catch, and the Pirates back to work with a fresh set of downs from their own from the Saddleback 31. Screen pass out to Valenzuela. Valenzuela shedding a tackle down close to the 20. They'll spot it at the 23. That's a gain of 8, and it brings up a 2nd down and 2. And I think you have the sense that Jordan Pachot is starting to settle in here. A couple of early interceptions. But now completing 14 of 22 passes for the game so far for 162 yards. 2nd and 1, they'll give Valenzuela 9 yards. Down to 1:22 remaining here in the first half. Valenzuela trying to reverse field. He does. Breaks a tackle. inside the 20 down to the 18-yard line. That's a great effort by Jesse Valenzuela.
Yeah, almost looked like Valenzuela went down and cut his arm again on the turf.
Yeah, we'll give you a look
See
at
if
the
we
replay.
can get a look at that.
Yep.
Oh, nope, he kept his balance. That's a heck of a play. He's got those blue gloves on. I thought it was his elbow hitting the ground.
That's as exciting a 4-yard run as you're going to see. Peugeot stepping up, incomplete.
That's a heck
Looking
of a play.
for Atkins and Gushikin with great coverage, able to break it up.
Gushikin has made 2 or 3 just outstanding plays in this game. Watch this.
3rd down and 10 coming up. Just a little bit behind Atkins, but Gushikin right there.
You can't cover it any better than that.
Pirates 7 of 12 on 3rd down in the game so far, facing a 3rd and 10. Well, I guess it's 2nd and 10. Again, I think I lost. Oh, yeah, because the Valenzuela run was for a 1st down. So apologies. 2nd down and 10 for the Pirates from the Saddleback 18. Peugeot, quick slant, completes to Atkins, hit and brought down by Sanders at the 12. That's a gain of 6 and a 3rd down and 4. And now I can drop in 7 of 12 on 3rd down are the Pirates so far tonight.
Yeah, they've been pretty effective on 3rd down, that's for sure.
Under a minute to go, 38 seconds and counting. And we got a whistle before the snap. Was there some movement maybe on the right side of that offensive line?
I think Saddleback took a timeout. They
Yeah.
want to. Their guys are a little gassed. There's 36 seconds left. They want to be sure they can get a stop here and hold them to a field goal.
First charged timeout for Ventura with 36 seconds to go here in the first half. The Pirates leading at 14-10 over the Bobcats. Saddleback college football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Third down and 4 from the Saddleback 12-yard line for the Pirates.
Yeah, it's a big play for the Bobcat defense. The last thing you want to do is allow Ventura to get into the end zone and open up an 11-point lead here at half. You want to keep them to a one-score game if you can. Offsides.
Could be a free play here for Peugeot, who will throw into the end zone. It's incomplete. He was looking for Vaughn. How good have the Pirates been coming into this one? 21 trips into the red zone, 18 touchdowns. Not 18 scores, 18 touchdowns. So it will be quite an achievement for the Bobcats if they can get out of here and even limit them to a field goal attempt. 33 seconds remain, but let's see what the penalty is. The Pirates might be getting a first down here anyway. And indeed they will. Offsides, the call against Saddleback. And that will be a first down for the Pirates. 1st and goal from the 7:33 seconds remaining here in the first half. Valenzuela with the carry over his right guard down to the 4. That's a gain of 3. Clock continues to move, but the Pirates still have 2 timeouts.
Yeah, they'll use one here, I'm sure.
In fact, the scoreboard still shows them with 3, but I thought the one, maybe it was a Saddleback timeout. And it looks like it was. It looks like it was the Bobcats that actually took that timeout. Moments ago, I incorrectly said it was Ventura. So Ventura still with 2 timeouts remaining.
Yeah, the Bobcats took that initial one there down around the 10. They sensed that their defenders were a little bit gassed, and they knew that the time was of the essence. They wanted to use their time properly, maybe get a stop, hold them to a field goal.
Well, with 23 seconds remaining, still it's an open playbook here if you're Ventura, because with 2 timeouts at your disposal, they can run anything from here.
And they seem to be making anything on 3rd down. I mean, it's
8 of 13 now.
Yeah.
In the game. That last one with a little help of a penalty, but either way, it counts. So it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4-yard line with 23 seconds remaining. Actually, they'll spot it more at the 5. So it's at the 5, 2nd and goal. Peugeot with Valenzuela in the backfield. Terrell Vaughn in motion. High snap, and Peugeot comes up with it again. Rolling right, throws back of the end zone, diving attempt, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Atkins. That was shades of the 81 NFC Championship right there. That's always what I think of course, when rolling right, defenders closing in.
Come on now. Dwight Clark, is that what
right,
it was?
that is indeed. You remember it well.
Dwight Clark was a tight end, though.
in a wide receiver's body, or I should say a wide receiver in a tight end's body. 3rd and goal from the 5, 17 seconds remaining here in the first half. Peugeot with the snap. Blitz coming. Steps up. Guns the far sideline. Out of bounds. He was looking for Atkins, working against Sanders, and Atkins came out with the football but couldn't get the feet down. That'll bring up 4th down with 12 seconds remaining here in the first half, and we should see Tito Arroyo come out for what should be a chip shot here for the Pirates.
If you're Saddleback, you breathe a little bit of sigh of relief right there because Ventura had 4 shots from inside the 10-yard line, and they may have to settle for a field goal. That could have big implications down the road.
Absolutely. Keeps it a 1-score game, even if Arroyo can connect here from the short field goal. Kick is up, and it's good. Arroyo puts it through. 8 seconds remaining here in the first half, and the Pirates with now a 17-10 lead.
It's a good battle.
Yeah, this is, as advertised right now, it's one of the best matchups here in the SCFA here in Week 5. And it has been everything we had hoped for so far. A 17-10 game. We'll have time just for a kickoff here, and then we should see the teams head for the locker room. And coming up at the half, we'll hope to show you some of the highlights. We'll have that run through from this first half that's seen a lot of interesting and entertaining plays.
Let's see what they do here in the kickoff. Oftentimes you'll see them kick one of those squib kicks down the middle of the field. I never cared for it myself, but I guess it beats having one of those quick guys in the back of the field here return it for a touchdown. There it is.
Taken by the upback at the 20. Yep, 25, 30, 35. And it's Anthodius Ashley brought down at the 37. Still 3 seconds remaining, so the Bobcats will run a play. Again, the Bobcats won the toss, deferred, so they'll have the ball first to start the second half.
My guess is that this play will be a kneel down if I was a betting man, Jeff.
Well, I'm not going to bet against you. I like your call on it. And I think we'll see. Well, I guess it doesn't really count as victory formation here at this point in the first half.
Maybe you try running the ball up the middle. We'll see.
Yeah, and they will. They'll give it straight ahead and a gain of about 8, and that will bring the first half to a close. Halftime from Saddleback College, and it's the Ventura College Pirates with the 17-10 lead over Saddleback. You're watching Bobcat football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. the 4. Out to the 15. Farrell looking for a lane at the 25 and brought down at the 28. That's a return of 24 yards, and that's where the Bobcats will get started here to start the third quarter.
Good half of football from both teams. Really just come down to a couple of big plays. Ventura did take a lead in the first downs, 13-8. Saddleback had a great start. They got a little bit slow there in the second quarter, but I think it was just a matter of Ventura kind of dominating the time of possession in the second quarter. The Bobcats just couldn't seem to get the ball.
Yeah, arguably their best drive was that opening drive, a methodical trip down the field that ended up in no points, ironically, with a missed field goal. But that was the ball control offense for the Bobcats. But after that, to your point, absolutely, time of possession really dominated by the Pirates. First down carry for Wimmer, and a gain of about a yard and a 2nd and 9 upcoming for the Bobcats.
As it stands, though, it's a one-possession game, and a one-possession play game, Jeff, means that it's a one-play game, really.
We've seen a couple of big plays in the first half amidst all of the ball control. So both of these offenses have the ability to strike quickly. Catch is made by Cooper. That is the first reception for Cooper on the day, and a gain of about 4 brings up a 3rd and 5.
Really good open field tackle there by the Pirates. Cooper had what appeared to be a little bit space. It closed quickly, though. Those Pirate defenders got there, rallied to the ball, and now Saddleback's got a 3rd and 5.
Cooper coming off a big game last week. And when we say big game last week, we mean big second half for the Bobcats. 4 catches for 97 yards and a touchdown in the win over East Los Angeles College. Back shoulder throw is incomplete. Roebuck, the intended receiver, and Ralph nearly dropped it in. Let's take a look at this one. I'm going to give this one to you from field level.
Yeah,
that's a pretty good pass from Ralph.
Yeah,
and Roebuck just couldn't quite get his head turned around to get his hands on that one.
Yeah, it's a tough play if you're Roebuck. Obviously, if you catch it, he's still running, right?
Yeah.
But it is a tough play. He kind of had to do a little Willie Mays there
right, exactly.
to show an old reference point to you. But
hey, I only went back to 1981. You're going all the way back into the 50s.
Yeah,
Slow down, okay? I'm trying to stay in my lifetime. The kick away, taken by Vaughn at the 32. And he is brought down at the 40. An 8-yard return and good field position for the Pirates. Good start to the second half if you're a Ventura College fan here, as they get the stop on defense, and now they'll go to work and look to extend on the lead.
Critical possession here really for Saddleback on defense. Let's see what kind of adjustments they made. They played a lot of single coverage in the first half. When they did go to zone coverage, the quarterback really got into a rhythm, finding guys in the open part of the field.
Peugeot will lead the Pirates out from the 40. Alex Tilley with the carry on the left side. Cuts it back. He's out to the 45. Give him the 46. That's a 6-yard run on first down, and a 2nd and 4 coming up for the Pirates.
Yeah, I think if you're Saddleback, you look at it. Ventura's got 17 points. One of them came on, a tough call or no call, if you will. I think you'd have to say that there was kind of a win so far if you're the defense for the Bobcats.
Snap to Peugeot. Quick screen looking for Tate. Tate slips out of one tackle and now falls forward to midfield. This will come down to the spot. He's just shy of the 50, so it's going to be 3rd down and about a half a yard.
Bobcats had 3 guys over there. Keegan Netherton, one of them. Another one was 26 Kyle Thomas. They all kind of surrounded him and held him short of the first down marker.
Another quick snap, but Peugeot this time hit at the line, and the Pirates are going to need a spot here. It looks like they're getting a pretty good preliminary spot. Let's see where they put this one down.
Yeah, it looked initially as if Saddleback might get a stop, but then you could see the quarterback just push through.
Yeah, that's good second effort from Jordan Peugeot, because it looked like he was hit right at the line, but did manage to. Let's watch again on the replay here. And yeah, that's a great job. Keeping the feet moving and able to fall forward and get the first down. Another 3rd down conversion for the Pirates. That has been a storyline in this one. They have been outstanding on 3rd down, and it's led to the long drives and the big lead in time of possession. Peugeot with good protection. Going to air it out, looking for Vaughn again. He's got him. Vaughn inside the 10. He is tripped up. Touchdown saving tackle by Kyle Thomas. But the Pirates have it down to the Saddleback 6-yard line. Vaughn got open again, and this time Peugeot found him.
Yeah, that's a really nice throw there. Hit him right in stride. Good play by the defender for Saddleback there, not giving up on the play to make the tackle.
Yeah, that keeps the 6 off the board for the moment as a first down carry takes it inside the 5 to about the 4. Tilley again getting the call. They'll give him a yard. It'll be 2nd and goal from the 5. Well, this is where we were seemingly just a few minutes ago, late in the half, and the Pirates again threatening inside the 10, and the Bobcat defense needs to come up big again.
Putting a lot of pressure on this defense here, Saddleback, tonight.
Another high snap to Pachot, but he's got it, throws. Vaughn reaches out. Touchdown! Well, Terrell Vaughn has scored in every game this season. The streak continues.
That's
as
what
they
he
find
does.
Him again inside the 5. That'll be a 5-yard touchdown pass. And this is a good job by Vaughn getting a little bit of space. And just a little reach out there as Romaldo was bringing him down, but Vaughn with a nose for the pylon. And gets it over the line for the touchdown, and the Pirates now lead it 23-10. Arroyo will try to tack on the extra point. Up and good. The Pirates have come roaring back. Saddleback took an early lead, but now the Pirates enjoy their largest lead, 24-10, 11-18 to go in the third quarter. It's Saddleback College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. (24-10) the lead, and Brad talking a little bit about earlier in this game about how the defenses were doing a good job taking away the top receivers for both teams, but you made the point earlier, and I think it's worth making again, that good teams find a way, and these great players find a way to insert themselves into the game, and I think that's what we saw from Terrell Vaughn.
Yeah, Vaughn just kind of took over on that drive there, had a few catches, and ends up with the big one. He's a big play receiver, you know. He knows what to do with the ball when he gets it. You saw him stretch out his arms across the goal line. That's a big-time play, and, congrats to him. He's had a heck of a nice season so far here. I think he came into the game with, 25 catches, something like that?
Let's see, 23 over the first 4 weeks after an almost astounding 91 catches in 2019, going back to how they love to use him, continually moving him around, trying to create different matchups for him, and they look for him short, they look for him long, everywhere they can find him. Screened out to Ashley. Big collision out past the 30. At the 34, he's knocked out by Sirocco, but Ashley with a 5-yard gain brings up a 2nd down and 5.
Yeah, if you're Saddleback now, the pressure cooker just got turned up a little bit. You're now down 2 scores, and you can kind of ill afford really empty possessions at this point. You need to come up with something. You really need to keep your defense off the field for a little bit and give them a little time to breathe.
Ashley will remain in the backfield with Ralph. Has the snap. Ashley straight ahead. And a gain of a couple and a big 3rd down coming up for the Bobcats. Sirocco with Rubidoux again in on the tackle. And the Bobcats, who have had their struggles on 3rd down here tonight, just 1 of 8. And as I say, this is a huge one, a 3rd and 2.
One of the linemen there for Saddleback, Savar, getting up a little bit slow, but he shakes it off.
When you think back to how this game started, and we talked about the long drive that ended in the missed field goal, and then if my memory is right, the touchdown to Maxwell was on the 2nd drive, the 2nd possession. And if that's the case, since then, the Pirate defense has really started to dominate the action. Quick pitch, and another big collision as Ashley is hit at the 40, but gets to the 41. That is good enough for a 1st down. The 4-yard run will move the chains.
It really didn't look much at the time, but Remigio, the wide receiver on the outside, just gets enough of a hat on the defender to allow the running back to get outside and get the 1st down there.
9:41 and counting remaining in the 3rd quarter. Back to Ashley, sheds a tackle in the backfield, twisting his way forward. Out comes the football, but Remigio is right there at the 44-yard line. That's a gain of 3, and disaster averted if you're the Bobcats already down 14 and you don't want to give the ball back to the Pirate offense with a short field. That was a big hit by Danye Dixon.
That's a big break there for Saddleback. Remigio, he had a good view of it. We got a good view of it. Look at that one.
Yeah, we're going to come back and show this to you right here. And I can't tell. It's looks like, meanwhile, we're back to live action. Ralph on the scramble, throws, nearly intercepted. Dixon all over the field, gets the break up there as the pass looked like it was intended for Yasir Berry.
Yeah,
and
Ralph just
quickly 3rd and 8. Sorry,
yeah, Ralph got tangled up with Jamari Farrell. They kind of got in each other's way, and you could see Ralph wanted to throw it, but he just Farrell got right in front of him right about the time he was going to throw it, and kind of throw it up his. It threw off his motion a little bit.
I'll tell you, though, if we go back to that play, and we don't need to, but I think the catch a little bit of a break there. Is I think Dixon was playing that passing lane, and the fact that ball was underthrown
You're going to see
was
a flag
actually
here.
Perhaps a break. Meanwhile, on the attempt to Cooper, there is a flag, and we will likely see a pass interference, and this will allow the Bobcats to convert on a 3rd and 8. So this is another big call.
Yeah, I think Cam Williams just got there a little bit early.
Under 9 minutes to go in the 3rd. And a big 3rd down conversion, a couple of 3rd down conversions now on this all-important drive for Saddleback. And they're just going to keep on going. This one all the way into Pirate territory at the 41, so a 15-yard penalty. And I believe that was a pass interference call. I don't know if you saw the call there, Brad, but either way, it moves it to the Ventura 41 where it'll be 1st and 10. Ralph, deep drop, setting up the screen. And it's complete to Roebuck. Roebuck looking for a block. He's at the 40, absorbs a big hit, still on his feet, down to the 37. That's a 4-yard gain for Roebuck, but he paid a price.
Yeah, Roebuck not a big guy, but he stuck his head in there, and he wasn't afraid to put it down. I mean, he takes a couple of shots here. Watch this on the replay. It gets hit by one guy, two guy.
Yeah, Cale Jackson had a shot, but
There's
couldn't get him off
his feet.
his
There's a third guy that hits
feet.
him, a 4th guy. I mean, that's a good running play right there for the young kid.
Talk about a hard 4 yards and a 2nd down and 6. They'll send Farrell in motion. Out in the flat to Farrell. And a modest gain, if anything, on the play.
You could see the coaches there on the sidelines for Ventura pointing where his foot went out. They wanted to make sure he didn't get that extra yard or two.
They're going to give him a yard, and it'll bring up another 3rd down, a 3rd and 6.
It's kind of the way this game has gone so far, isn't it?
Call it 3rd and 5 from the 36. And Ralph going to take a little time. Now he'll send Farrell to the right side. Has the snap. 4-man rush. Ralph stepping up. Going to look to run. Makes a little move. He's got the 1st down. He's inside the 30 to the 28.
Ventura's pretty much giving him that every single time he drops back. They're not worried about giving him 5 or 6 yards. On that particular case, it was basically him one-on-one with the linebacker. If the linebacker makes the play, it's 4th down for the Bobcats. If he doesn't, DJ Ralph picks it up. In that case, the Bobcats won that battle.
Good hustle from Anthony Martinez to get down and get the stop on Ralph, but not before he moves the chains. Rolling left, completes the pass to Cooper inside the 30 to the 28. That's a gain of a yard.
Late flag coming in. Somebody lost a helmet out there for Ventura.
Take a look and watching the replay here and didn't see where the helmet came off.
It was back
off
behind the
off
line
our
of
camera.
scrimmage.
Yeah.
Unsportsmanlike conduct, I think, going against Ventura. It was back around where the quarterback threw the football.
Well, as Billy Joseph was bringing the pressure on Ralph, but Ralph able to get it off and complete to Cooper, but 15 yards tacked on, another penalty on this drive, a couple of 15-yard penalties from Ventura that had, after they had a pretty clean first half in terms of penalties, but hurting themselves on this drive. Farrell has that one stripped out, the ball's loose, but it looks like the Bobcats able to fall on it back at the 15, and that is another dodged bullet. Looked like Bowden Groen able to fall on it after the Pirates stripped that one out.
Another tight end, Jeff. This tight end's good at falling on the ball.
Good hands, right place, right time. Pirates almost had the turnover. Instead, it's a loss of a yard, but Saddleback keeps the football. 2nd and 11 from the Ventura 15-yard line. They'll empty the backfield. Ralph looking left, throws, and it's broken up. just for a moment, it looked like he had Hicks. But what a great job coming in to read that pass. That looked like Daquan Benjamin.
Yeah, he had it read. It was, fortunately, G.J. Ralph got just enough on the pass. If that pass is underthrown with not as much heat on it, it's probably picked off.
Yeah, Benjamin right there. And you wonder if Benjamin may be trying to bait that throw. He'd like another shot at that football. 3rd down and 11. They set up the screen. This one is picked off. Jonah Rubidoux dropping back from his defensive line spot, reading that play. What a play by Jonah Rubidoux.
Yeah, you won't see that very often. I bet that's one of the better moments of his life right there, the big fella.
Looking for Zachary Roebuck, but that is all about Jonah Rubidoux, and a terrific read. One more time, watch here, and he puts on the brakes, and this is all about reading this play. And hey, pretty good hands, big man. That's not always the easiest catch to make right there for those big defensive linemen, but he's able to come down with it. Another turnover forced by the Pirates. Now each team with a couple of turnovers.
Says he's 6 foot and 293. I'm looking at that kid. He ain't 293. Let's just put it that way. Boy, that's a big fella.
That's a killer. If you're Saddleback, you're down 14. You're in the red zone. You're thinking about at least some kind of points. Instead, you cough it up. Kelly with the first down carry and a gain of a yard. 2nd down and 9 for the Pirates as we wind under 6 minutes to go in the 3rd quarter.
That's a tough way to see a drive in there if you're the Bobcats. One thing you can say is at least they did give their defense a little bit of time to catch their breath.
Peugeot throws over the middle, tries to squeeze it in. It's off the hands of Isaiah Isaac.
Yeah, Peugeot almost returned the favor right there. The Bobcats had 3 guys around the ball. Closest one was, I believe, Tim Jones was right there.
Timothy Jones, the leading tackler from his linebacker spot, but they're dropping back in coverage and doing a good job. And they're very excited about Timothy Jones, his whole linebacker core, but he's an outstanding football player. And Kerry Crabb, quick to mention him talking about his defense in our conversation earlier this season.
Saddleback going to jump off sides, going to give Ventura a free play here.
Peugeot takes a shot downfield. It's incomplete, looking for Sebastian Macaluso.
Yeah, it's just one of those mental errors. If you're Saddleback, that's the 2nd time now that Peugeot has gotten the defense to jump off sides and giving him another play. It's going to go from 3rd and about 9 to about 3rd and 4.
So they'll mark it off. This will bring it up to the 23-yard line. And again, Ventura been outstanding on 3rd down. They're 9 of 15. This is a certainly more manageable 3rd and 4. Kelly remains in the backfield with Peugeot. And the Pirates in no big hurry. Three-man rush. Peugeot stepping up, looking short, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Kelly coming out of the backfield, so quick 3 and out. And the Bobcats, after the turnover on their last drive, do get off the field, and they'll get it back, still trailing by 14.
Well, they, breathe a sigh of relief after that. I mean, they should have gotten off the field to play earlier, but they get to get the penalty. They gave Ventura a second chance, and just quarterback just not able to find somebody open until the very last second, and Saddleback's defense, nice job in coverage there on that possession.
Yeah, they dropped 8 into coverage, and Peugeot nowhere to go with that football. Tried to find Kelly, and they'll kick it away. Maxwell back at the 29, out to the 35, and he's dragged down just shy of the 40. It's a 10-yard return after a punt of 48 yards.
Let's see what kind of offense the Bobcats come out in now. We're talking just over 20 minutes left in the game. You're a couple of touchdowns down, and they've been fairly conservative offensively thus far. Let's see if they try to open things up a little bit, maybe speed up the tempo a little bit, and force Ventura to get a little bit tired out there.
Well, bad news is the Pirates have really been able to control the football as we've been talking about, but we'll see as Ralph goes back to work from the 40 on a designed roll. Jewell bringing the pressure. Sideline throw, looking for Maxwell. Did he get his feet down?
Yeah, they're going to say he was out of bounds.
All right. So a 2nd down and 10. One thing working for the Pirates, it's a deep squad. They got a lot of talent up and down the offense and the defense. So they do have the ability to bring in some fresh bodies.
You get a sense that the Bobcats are really one play away from getting back in this football game. You know, if you get one score, all of a sudden make it a one-possession game, the emotion and all that kind of stuff, it turns on a dime, and they just haven't been able to break free and make that one play. They made one in the first half, took the lead, and it's been slow going ever since.
Yeah, Maxwell with the reception, and it's been a fascinating game. You think back to the big plays and how turnovers on both sides have been a factor, and then, of course, the big play for Derek West and the call that went the Pirates' way, and that's obviously a huge play in this game right now in a 14-point game late in the third.
Yeah. The problem is that it's only one play, and there's been about 85 others, and you know. And so, you had one that went the wrong way, and it went the wrong way big, but you have to overcome that, and you got to go out and make some plays of your own.
Meanwhile, John Jennings tripped up on a third down, a loss on the play, and it's going to be a quick 3-and-out for the Bobcats, who will have to give it back. And once again, the Pirate defense playing with an awful lot of confidence right now. Take a look at the replay right here. And you wonder if that was going to be a reverse or a fake, but either way, Jennings tripped up. And the drive ends for the Bobcats to kick away.
Got a flag on the play. I'm not sure if that was an offsides on Ventura or not.
Vaughn from the 15 out past the 20 to the 23.
I think it's going to go against Ventura. The Saddleback might get the ball up around the 47. And then
I think that's going to go against the Pirates. We just saw the tail end there on the replay, and we'll see. It was a 4th and 8, so this will be a question of it. It was a pretty good punt, 43-yard punt, 8-yard return. Be interesting to see if the Bobcats wouldn't rather decline the penalty and go to work here.
Well, it's an interesting decision they have here. The defense has been good. It's been out there a long time. Do you feel confident that you can pick up 3 yards and move the sticks? And I'm thinking, well, the guys holding the sticks, they're going down to the other end, so it looks like maybe the decision's already been made. But I'm still seeing the offensive players out there. DJ Ralph is out on the field, and the coaching staff's asking, what the heck's going on?
Yeah, they want an explanation, but not sure what the call was, but they're going to get things going from the 23. It's going to be Pirate football.
Yeah, I think the officials got to discuss this one because Saddleback's saying, hey, if it's offsides, we at least get to make the decision, right? Yeah, that's clearly offsides on the near side of the field.
Yeah, maybe they're just assuming. These.
Well, you can see right now Coach Crab's having a little powwow with the 3 guys wearing stripes, and he's saying, look, we want the ball. We want to – if it's offsides, it's a 5-yard penalty.
Well, it was a 43-yard punt and an 8-yard return.
There you get a close-up of the discussion.
So on a 4th and 8, it's not going to – assuming it's a 5-yard call, this is not going to be a situation where Saddleback can get a first down, but they could pick up the 5 yards and elect to re-kick.
I don't know. The defensive players are now going out there. I'm not sure what the call is, quite frankly. It hasn't been clarified, really. Now the defense comes back off the field.
Now they're coming back off.
Looks straightforward up here in the booth, Jeff, but who knows?
Yeah, doesn't it always? From this angle, you never know. Let's see. We do have the mic down there. Maybe we can even pick up a little bit of what the conversation is. All right, I'm gonna take it down there. Always a risk though when you get the coaches. I've been in enough coaching rooms right next to them.
Probably best to turn down the noise on that one.
I've heard some things.
It is the sideline of a football game.
Gets a little emotional down there.
Well,
so meanwhile, the Pirate offense patiently waiting. They're assuming, I would think, that they're going to get the ball, but Well, now they
I
head
don't know,
off
the
the
ball's
field.
coming back now. We'll see what happens. It looks like Saddleback's going to send the offense out there.
Well, it's been a pretty quick game so far, so this was bound to happen.
Yeah,
Slow us down a little bit.
I can't figure out what took so long for that call.
Well, yeah, I don't.
If the call's offsides, they get a choice of whether or not they want to accept it or not.
To mark off the 5 yards and re-kick, I don't. Yeah, it's an odd thing not to. I mean, obviously they know that they have to make a call. It looked to me, and we'll obviously speculate on this, but it looked to me like they just picked up the flag and assumed that.
I don't know.
Would
we don't
take
have
the play
sound down there, so it is kind of challenging to figure out exactly what the call was. We may be way off, Jeff. Who knows?
Yeah. Meanwhile, on a 4th and 3 from the 48, the Bobcats have the offense out, so we're not going to see a re-kick, but rather Saddleback is going to line up to go for it from their own 47. 4th and 3. Ralph looking left, throws and completes. First down, Hicks inside the Ventura 40 down to the 38. That is a huge conversion on 4th down. 15 yards and a first down for Saddleback.
Yeah, and that's a big play. That's a big decision. Saddleback decided to go for it. They took a risk, and they got the reward.
3 of 3 now on 4th down in this one. Ralph. Play action. Still has it. Going to tuck it and run down to the 35. Hit by Navarro and Sirocco. A gain of 3 brings up a 2nd down and 7. Well, this could be a big momentum changer if you could take that 4th down and turn it into a touchdown here. You get back to a 1-score game. So real opportunity for the Bobcats here.
And I think that's what Coach Crabb and company thought when they had to make the decision as to whether or not to take the penalty.
Wimmer able to slip a tackle at the line, get down to the 29. That's a gain of 6, and it should bring up a 3rd down and 1. And now the Bobcats want to move quickly. Wimmer behind Ralph in the pistol. He'll get the call straight ahead. First down yardage down to the 25. 4-yard run.
Saddleback's starting to have a little bit of luck running the ball right up the middle now. I don't know if just out of the fact that they've done it 15 or 17 times in this game, maybe it's starting to wear down that defensive front a little bit for the Pirates.
Yeah, Wimmer now up to 45 yards on 12 carries. And the Bobcats have it 1st and 10. Wimmer hit behind the line. Navarro the first to get there. Callaway in on the tackle, a loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and long coming up.
So much for that theory.
Well, you talked about the difficulty of moving east-west against a very fast Bobcat defense, but certainly the same thing could be said about the Pirate defense. A lot of quickness, and you see Navarro in the backfield right about in time for the handoff, and he was quickly on Wimmer. A loss of 3, and it's 2nd and 13. Ralph, straight drop, guns it over the middle, incomplete. Looking for Roebuck.
Play. You got 2 or 3 defenders right there, and if you're off the mark at all, that means there's 3 defenders that are going to be around it. But fortunately, that one just falls harmlessly to the ground, and Saddleback gets one more shot at it here. But 3rd and 13, big play here for Saddleback. One would think you got to at least get a field goal out of this drive and make it an 11-point game.
Is this a situation where you might be thinking 4 downs already? Right now, it would be a 45-yard field goal. And a 3rd and 13 is going to represent a challenge. Ralph on a designed roll, has time, looking deep into the end zone, and it's incomplete. Barry was 10 yards clear.
Yeah, that's one that DJ Ralph wishes he'd had back right there.
Going to give you one more look at this one, and you got to believe that there was a belief that there was some help up top, but it wasn't there. That's Yasir Berry wide open in the back of the end zone, and Ralph just overshoots him. And a missed opportunity for Saddleback, and now it's 4th and 13 in the decision, a 45-yard field goal, or do you try and go for it on 4th down? And it looks like Saddleback is going to line up to go for it. They are 3 of 3 on 4th down here tonight. Snap to Ralph, 4-man rush over the middle. The pass incomplete. Hicks had his hands on it but couldn't come down with it. And the Pirates able to thwart the Bobcat drive. They'll take over with 1:40 to go in the 3rd quarter at their own 28-yard line.
It's a tough break there for the Bobcats. That's a ball it's a tough catch. Don't get me wrong, but
Yeah.
it's one that you would hope the guy would make a catch.
Well, Hicks in traffic there over the middle. And trying to make a twisting catch. He got his hands on it but couldn't come down with it. And the Pirates will get it back. Quick throw to Levante Boyd. He has the catch at the 34. That's a gain of 6. Second down and 4. Coming up for the Pirates as the clock moves, 1:23 and counting remaining here in the third. First catch for Boyd. Meanwhile, we do have an injured Pirate down. We'll step aside briefly. 24-10 Ventura on top of Saddleback. It's Saddleback College Football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Second down and 4. Pirates back on from their 34-yard line. Pichot with Derek West in the backfield. They give it to West, running left, hit behind the line, trying to keep his feet, but he's going to be brought down back at the 29. That's a loss of 5. Tianco able to get there, but a couple of Bobcats quickly in the backfield.
Tell you, this guy
Led by
Derek
Keegan
West,
Northerton.
Derek West, he doesn't want to go down easy, does he?
No. No, he's gonna play through the whistle. We've established that. After the 4-yard loss, it's 3rd and 8 from the 30. Pichot has the snap. Bobcats come on the blitz. The throw on the left side, broken up, looking for Isaac. But Sanders had the coverage. And the Bobcat defense comes up with the quick 3 and out, and they'll get the ball back.
Tell you what, between Sanders and Guchikin, they've made some really, really solid plays. A lot of these kids out here, they're looking to get themselves a scholarship. I've seen 5, 6, 7 plays by those two guys alone. That tells me they're ready to play at the next level.
It's been an interesting third quarter because you would think, watching this, that the action has been probably more on the side of Saddleback. I wouldn't go so far as to say they've dominated the action, but they've had a very good third quarter, and yet the only touchdown of the quarter belongs to the Pirates, and that's a little like this whole game.
Yeah, it's just been one of those types of games where we've had a handful of big plays. Saddleback made them early, and since then the Pirates have had the bigger of the plays. You know, the Bobcats have gotten the ball down into Ventura territory plenty of times. It just too many empty possessions when they've gotten down there. You got to cash in one of these times.
Yeah, it was a turnover in a short field for the one score, and the Pirates give them the credit. They did a great job and able to punch it in for the only points of this third quarter. This might be the final play of the third quarter. Farrell twisting his way forward out to the 40, a gain of 3. Down to 10 seconds, and we'll see if Saddleback wants to try and run another play here in the third quarter.
Yeah, I think they're going to let it run down and let the clock run out. Only 3 seconds left. They don't seem like they're in any hurry.
And indeed, that will wrap up the third quarter. We will head to the fourth quarter with Ventura on top of Saddleback 24-10. It's Saddleback College Football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. 2nd down and 7 from the 40 for the Bobcats as we start the 4th quarter. Play action, Ralph throws and completes. Bowden Groen with the catch. Makes a move at midfield, still on his feet. 35-30 down to the 25, tripped up near the 20.
It's one of those big tight ends again, Jeff. Bowden Groen, kid out of Mater Dei, 6'4", 230. That's a heck of a play right there if you're Saddleback. That is one you needed badly.
Didn't take long talking to Kerry Crabb before he mentioned this young man as being an integral part of this offense. You could talk about the receivers on the outside, but Bowden Groen is a guy that they expect big things from. There you see the great move at midfield, and he cashes in on about 30 more yards after that move all the way down to the Ventura 20-yard line. Well, we talked about big plays.
The Saddleback fans, their hearts skipped a beat when they saw a flag out on the play, but it was against Ventura, so obviously the Bobcats declined it.
Now they have it in the red zone. They'll go to Wimmer. Little stutter step in the backfield, hit after a gain of about a yard. Rubidoux again leading the charge with a little help from Navarro.
From time to time, they've been able to pop one up the middle, but it's been few and far between. If you're Saddleback, though, you're at the 19, and you're down 2 touchdowns. I think you probably got to come up with the touchdown here, Jeff.
Yeah, neither team has been particularly successful running the football, but that's not a departure from the case all season for these teams. They've been very good against the run. Pass on the far sideline, complete to Remigio at the 11. That is a yard shy, so a 3rd and 1 coming up for Saddleback at the Ventura 11-yard line.
Bobcats really taking a page out of the Pirate playbook right there. That's what Ventura was doing so effectively at in the 2nd quarter.
Quick snap, and Ralph on the keeper. He's got the 1st down.
Yeah, it's a good push up front in the middle of the line there. A couple of the big fellas up there. Taj Bryson, one of them. Also William Savar. Get a couple other names in there. Big number 77. That's, of course, Chris Amalfitano. 71 on the right side of the line. Samuel Gata. Trying to get them all in there, Jeff. Who am I missing?
Listen, I like it. These, the big guys.
Roy Lamwish.
Roy
Rackmish.
Don't get to drop their names in as much as we would like. 1st and goal now for Saddleback from the 8-yard line of Ventura. Ralph guns looking for Hicks. Incomplete. It was overthrown. 2nd and goal coming up. Ralph getting up somewhat gingerly. He took a hit on the throw.
Ventura got some good pressure there. He just had to get rid of it. Fortunately, he threw it where really the receiver was the only one that had a chance to catch it.
Yeah, Hicks, the 2nd leading receiver on the season for Saddleback, but he's had a quiet night, just 1 catch.
So you get a touchdown here, and a whole lot of things could change.
They fake the pitch. Ralph still on his feet, makes a little move at the 5. He's going to take it in. What a run by DJ Ralph.
That's a big play if you're Saddleback right there. It had been a cold streak ever since the 1st quarter. Now we got a flag coming in late. I'm not sure what that's going to be.
This might be after the play. Well, there was a definite hold on Navarro.
No, I think it was after the play. There was some John between the two teams. And
yeah, and I think it's the flag that's down, I agree, is after the play. But just watching that replay, there's a pretty clear hold. Let me tell you something. If I could see it, it's a pretty clear hold. I mean, that is a powerful indictment. Watch this one more time here, and there's the hold on Navarro, and that right there could have been the difference, despite the great individual effort from Ralph and the little move here. But he gets a little help as Ralph Navarro appeared to be held at the 5, but that call is not going to be made, and Saddleback gets the touchdown, and we're back to a 1-score game.
I never did really see the call there. I guess whatever they're going to assess is going to be on the kickoff. My guess is against Ventura. Otherwise, I would imagine the Pirates would move the Bobcats back for the extra point, would they not?
Yeah, I would think so. Grace puts it through.
24-17. We got a football game now, Jeff.
13:08 to go in the ball game. Stick around. We got a good one from Mission Viejo. Saddleback College football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Back to a one-score game, 13:08 remaining.
Yeah, they're kicking off from the 50 here, so it is confirmed it was against Ventura. I'm going to try to put this to the uprights. What do you bet?
What do you think? Did he make it?
I think he did.
Certainly was long enough.
That'd have been about a 60-yard field goal.
All right. So it's the Justin Tucker range.
Yeah, that was quite something last weekend, was it not? Connor Grace, though, right there. He's going to tell his buddies about that one on the sidelines, right?
He's going to tell them that he would have made it from Tucker range on that one. Touchback will give it to Ventura at their 25 with 13:08 to go, and the Pirate offense will look to answer.
Yeah, now it's now there's pressure on the Pirates, really. I mean, the motion has swung, and they got to make some plays. And look at that right there. Right away, Saddleback comes up, makes a play for a 1-yard loss.
Yes, Sanders coming up with the hit.
Brian Sanders has had a heck of a game if you're the Bobcats.
Loss of a yard. And this, again, just well read by Sanders, who gets up quickly. And not much chance. Looked like Atkins with the reception, and it was. So a loss of a yard makes it 2nd down and 11. I think that's a tough play to run against either of these defenses. Just so quick. Big hole for Miles. 1st down, yardage and more out to the 38.
Yeah, that's exactly what Ventura needed right there. They were starting to sweat bullets. And
great job up front. Let's talk about some of the Ventura offensive linemen. Caleb Barajas, Reese Silifau, Matthew Duarte, Julio Ray, and Jacob Lemus up front for the Pirates in this one, and a great job there opening up a lane for Miles. Miles gets the call on 1st down and gets back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up for the Pirates.
Sean Owens came all the way from the other side of the field to make that tackle for Saddleback. Good hustle on that play.
Well, they're going to say, okay, it's to the 43 for Miles, so that's a gain of 5 and a 2nd down and 5 now for Ventura. Pachot looking left and completes, and Sanders brings the lumber again.
Yeah, his wide receivers are going to get tired of seeing Brian Sanders.
Yeah, Atkins. I should say, I believe, this was Vaughn. Don't do me any favors.
If I'm Saddleback right here, I might take a timeout. We've seen this all too often. Well,
Instead, they go back to Miles. He gets only back to the 45. That is shy of the 1st down. And a 4th and 3 coming up, and Saddleback very likely going to get the ball back here, trailing by 7.
Yeah, if you're the Bobcats right now, you just tell them, do not jump off sides. Okay, the last thing you want to do is give them a freebie 1st down. I wouldn't be surprised at all if Ventura tried to get him on a hard count. I know I would if I was the head coach. It's worked so far.
Yeah, absolutely. Can you bring out Jordan Pachot? He seems to have the touch for it. Instead, White gets this one away. Taken at the 18. The ball is loose, but it trickles out of bounds. A break for the Bobcats. There's some trouble for Steven Gushikin handling that punt. But the Bobcats will keep it. They'll have it at their own 22-yard line. 10:52 remaining in the 4th quarter.
We got a football game right now, Jeff, and Ventura hasn't been in a tight game like this all season long. And let's not forget, these are 19, 20-year-old young men. We're going to find out how they react.
Play action. Ralph throws and completes. Finds Roebuck over on the far side. He is near the 1st down marker.
Yeah, I think we got a flag back in the backfield.
Brought down by Williams and Jackson. But this is going to be erased, and instead Saddleback's going to back up. Holding call will make it 1st and 20.
That's a tough play if you're Saddleback there. You'd love to have the positive result, obviously, but referees saw something right there in the middle of the field, and rather than 2nd down and 1, it's going to be 1st and 20.
Ralph Navarro over there thinking, where was that call a few minutes ago? Holding call comes a little too late for him. But a 1st and 20 for Saddleback. Straight drop. Ralph stepping up, has some room. Out to the 15. He'll head out of bounds at the 17. 5-yard run brings up a 2nd and 15.
Yeah, I don't mind that at all. I mean, you got some of the losses back, and you made it 2nd or manageable now. I mean, 1st and 20 is not good. 2nd and 15 is not great, but You still got a couple plays now to try to cash in and get that first down.
Ralph on a designed roll.
Lot of
Throws,
room.
completes to Maxwell out past the 30.
It's close to a first down there. He might have gotten it.
They'll spot it at the 32. That's right at the marker.
Yeah,
They
they're
haven't-
saying first down.
Yep, they're going to move the chains. So a fresh set of downs for
Yes.
the Bobcats.
Yeah, it's pretty soft coverage on the outside right there for Ventura. They just gave him way too much room.
Well, I think if you're Ventura, you'll challenge this Bobcat offense to see, hey, if you can dink and dunk it all the way down the field.
Got an injury down on the middle of the field, one of the
Yeah.
big guys for.
Stand back down for Ventura. So they will take a look at him, and we'll step aside for a brief injury timeout. Saddleback College Football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. First and 10 from the 32, growing in motion. And they give to Wimmer. And he twists forward for a gain of a couple. Navarro and Sirocco on the stop. Second down and 8 for the Bobcats.
9:45 remaining, Jeff. And it's probably a little bit too early to start thinking about this, but if you're the Bobcats, you think about going for 2?
Go for the
Maybe
win.
take a lead? Yeah.
Go for the Tom Osborne.
Sure, why not?
Ralph under pressure. Hit as he throws, and he completes the pass. Another big hit.
Yeah, very carefully there along the sidelines. That was close. That was close. I think it was a good no call, but Danye Jackson laid a pretty big hit. Let's see if it was out of bounds. I think it was pretty close, and probably best that they didn't throw it. Yep.
Yeah, it looked like Remigio on the reception, and yeah, Callaway and Dixon both getting there. Third down and 4 now for the Bobcats, who've started to bring it up a little bit on third down. 6 of 16 in the game, facing a 3rd and 14 here. Ralph throws off the back foot, incomplete. He wanted Cooper.
Got a flag late coming in, though. Boy, that was a late flag. That thing came in.
Was it
at
in that
least
area
in a
or on
second
the
and a
far
half. Yeah,
side?
it's sitting down around the 40-yard line.
Well, it looked like there was some contact, though. I question
I'll tell you
whether
what, the coaching staff of Ventura is very upset.
Well, I question whether this is really catchable for Cooper.
Yep.
If that is indeed the call, this could be a huge call because this would be 15 yards and every bit as importantly, if not more, a first down.
Yeah, the coaching staff over on the other side of the field is just incensed. They did not like that call at all. And
Yeah, well, apart from the contact, and we would have to see the replay again and maybe slow down, but boy, that was a good 10 yards over the head of Cooper. I'm not sure he could get there. We're going to look at this one more time as the Bobcats will get back to action as it's Williams matching up. Meanwhile, a completion to Barry. Barry breaks a tackle at the 30. He's down to the 25.
Yeah,
Immediately
something-
moves the chains again.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes these things can just snowball on you if you're the defense. And like we said, Jeff, Ventura hasn't been in any close games so far this year.
Let's try to get it back to live action here at the 24-yard line after the completion to Barry. And we're back. 8:36 and counting remaining. Ralph rolling left. Now the pressure comes, just has to flip this one away.
Yeah, him and Wimmer, they decided, okay, I'm just going to flip it to you and let you do it. And Wimmer went to make a block, and there was nobody home.
Well, that was Billy Joseph again bringing the pressure. And Joseph, an extremely athletic outside linebacker, terrific edge rusher. They didn't have him for the first couple weeks of this season, but he made an immediate impact joining the team in the lineup for week 3, and he immediately had 2 sacks in the game. And he brings a whole other dynamic to this Pirate defense. Second down and 10. Ralph has the snap. Wimmer gets the call with some running room. Inside the 20 down to the 19. That's a run of 6 yards. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 4.
Just a good burst of speed by Wimmer right up the middle. He puts his head down, gets a couple extra. You know, that's a play that Ventura was kind of giving him, really. They were giving him the run, but I don't think they plan on giving him that much space, and now it makes it a much more manageable 3rd and 5.
From the 19. Ralph has the snap. Quick pitch to Wimmer. Wimmer looking for the first down marker. He's hit and brought down inside the 15. He appears to have first down yardage down to the 13. That's a 6-yard run on 3rd and 4.
And then suddenly, you know, we talked about it with the last score. The Bobcats, they've got the mojo on their side right now.
As DJ Ralph developing an early reputation for ice water in the veins, another second-half comeback potentially after last week when he brought him back from a 19-0 deficit. Maxwell on the sweep, looking for a block. He's at the 10. Flags come in. Forced out of bounds near the 5.
Yeah, I think the Bobcats are going to get called for a holding right there. One of those slow-developing plays. It's tough for the lineman to get out there, especially when you got good speed on the outside of the field for Ventura. A lot of territory to cover. I didn't see the hold.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that came in.
I didn't see anything out of 77 or 71. But
yeah, judging where that flag comes in, you would have to believe that's a hold, but well, let's take one more look at it here and see if we can see where it is. Is that maybe 71?
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't see it there. I don't see it there at all.
We don't have the greatest of angles. Maybe they saw something we didn't, but
yeah,
clearly our angle didn't show much.
Interesting. But it will back up the Bobcats back to their 18-yard line, or I should say to the 23, where it'll be 1st and 20. The throw over the middle, complete to Hicks, who spins out of one tackle, but he is hit and brought down at the 16.
Hicks wasn't going to drop that one, was he?
Again, that's Martinez. Showing a lot of hustle from the defensive line spot. Look at Martinez get all the way back to get in on this tackle.
Gang tackling there. They got about 5 or 6 guys there. Everybody swarming to the football.
2nd down and 13 from the Ventura 16-yard line. Pirates rush 4. Ralph out in the flat to Wimmer. Wimmer makes a move. He's at the 10, down to the 5, and brought down there. That is a gain of 11 yards for Wimmer, and a great individual effort. There were a couple of Pirate tacklers in the area, and Wimmer able to beat them both and turn that into an 11-yard gain.
He won the battle right there. Right here. Boom. Cuts back. 2 guys go the other direction, and that's a really nice play.
Jackson and Sirocco on the play and turns that into at least 5 more yards. That turns it into a much more manageable 3rd down and 2 from the 5. Quick snap to Ralph. Handoff up the middle. Ashley hit still on his feet, now trying to spin his way forward. The ball comes out again.
Oh, no.
The Pirates have it. Anthodius Ashley with a fumble inside the 5. Dixon comes up with it. And the Pirates appear to have forced another turnover.
Yeah, I think Kerry Crabb's down there, and he's saying, how come you didn't blow the whistle?
Well, and I think
was wrapped up.
Yeah, looking at that angle, though, I think it's a good call. It's hard to say if the forward momentum was stopped, but you could see the Pirates really trying to dig that football out. And you go back to a play in the first half where I believe Ashley had a fumble earlier in this game as well on a similar type of play. And I think it's Dixon who both digs that ball out and comes up with it. What a great play by Danye Dixon.
Yeah, my question is, though, is all the guys are just kind of standing around. They're waiting for the whistle to blow and wondering why they didn't blow it.
So the Pirates back on offense for the second time in the second half. They have forced a turnover deep in their own territory, and this one preserves a 7-point lead as we're under 6 minutes to go.
I tell you what, this has been a good football game, Jeff, and no matter who wins this game, both of these teams know that these are a good football team on the other side of the field. I mean, Saddleback has had missed how many opportunities inside the red zone. They could very easily have 34, 35 points on the board.
Yeah, I'd like to see these teams play more often. This has been a fun one. Vaughn with the catch, and look at him drag the pile. He's out to the 40. Now it's the Bobcats that are in there trying to rip that football out, but that's a great job by Terrell Vaughn to get both arms wrapped around that one, and they can't get it out.
Yeah, you know, if you're Ventura, go back to your bread and butter. Get it to Terrell Vaughn. It's closing time now, right? You're under 6 minutes. You want to go with the guy that's been making plays for you all season long.
Yeah, knowing the Pirates, they don't want to just run out the clock. They'd like to put a touchdown on the board here and get some distance. 1st and 10 from the 41-yard line for the Pirates. What a huge play, forcing a fumble inside their own 10-yard line to preserve this lead. Valenzuela hit in the backfield and spun down for a loss on the play.
Both teams with 3 timeouts remaining, clock approaching 4.5 minutes. Your Saddleback, you really need to get a stop here.
I'm going to take you back to the big play by the Pirate defense, and they rip that football out, and Dixon quickly able to scoop it up, get some yardage.
That one's got to hurt if you're the Bobcats.
The loss of a yard for Valenzuela makes it 2nd down and 11 from the 40 of Ventura. 4:11 and counting remaining in the game. Snap to Peugeot. They'll go back to Valenzuela. He takes a big hit, but bounces off and picks up a couple of yards.
Now, if
That
you're
was Isaiah
Saddleback,
Sierra.
you can ill afford to get an offsides penalty. This is a handful of times now. Ventura has come out with a hard count in this type of a situation, and they've turned a 3rd and 9 into a 3rd and 4. If you're Saddleback, you just got to stay at home. I wouldn't even be opposed to seeing the Bobcats take a timeout here. Catch your win before this play.
Yeah, and I haven't seen a lot of blitzing from either team in this one. Both teams appear to be more content to drop into coverage against these opposing offenses. And again, here a 3-man rush, and they'll drop 8. Peugeot looking left, throws on the far sideline, and completes to Vaughn. And Vaughn tried to shed the tackle. They're going to say he stepped out, but that is a massive 3rd down conversion.
Yep, they went right back to the well, and Terrell Vaughn delivers again.
Yeah, Vaughn had a quiet first half, but he has really stepped it up in this second half. And that is yet another big 3rd down conversion for the Pirates, who've been good on 3rd down, well, for a few years now. But they have been very good tonight.
Really been the difference in the game, I would think, Jeff.
Yeah. Vaughn now with 7 catches for 100 yards and a touchdown. And the lion's share of that has come in the second half. 2:41 as the clock continues to move, and now we'll have a timeout on the field as the play clock was running down.
Taking a closer look at the numbers here so far in the game. Saddleback's actually run more offensive plays, 76 to 67, and yardage is fairly even. Bobcats have actually had 16 more yards in the game than has Ventura, but really the 3rd down efficiency for Ventura has been off the charts, 10 of 20. Saddleback's been pretty good, 8 of 19. They've done their fair share, and 3 of 4 on 4th down, but really just I think it's just the one big play. I mean, there's been 1 or 2. We said this thing could come down to a couple big plays. And that's starting to look what it is. These 2 pretty evenly matched football teams.
The 3rd down conversions for the Pirates and the turnovers in this one have been big as well. Not just the number, which is significant, but the timing of them has been huge as well. And it puts you in mind for Bobcat fans as we're back to live action and the screen pass complete down to the 35. But it puts you in mind earlier this season to the loss at Riverside, a 33-6 loss, but 2 pick-6s in that one. And again, if you look at the stats in that one, fairly even in terms of yardage for both teams. And really, it was the opportunism, it was the big plays defensively for Riverside, the turnovers for Saddleback that make you see that one. That's a score where the score doesn't really tell the story of how evenly matched that game was. Meanwhile, the Pirates on a deep throw, and it's incomplete. Now, late flags come in. Thomas had the coverage.
Yeah, they're going
back deep.
Thomas just had his back turned to the ball, and it was one of those balls, again, much like the one that got called on Ventura. It looked like maybe perhaps it wasn't catchable, but nonetheless, it was close enough to a point where the flag came out. Fortunately, in the college game, it's just a 15-yard penalty. It's not like the NFL where it's a spot foul. So they do catch a little break there if you're the Bobcats.
Well, down to 2:07, and we talked about Alberto Arroyo, the kicker for Ventura, and what a great career he has had at Ventura, and how the kicking game could be important. And a field goal here for Ventura does make it a 2-score game. And they do have the luxury of an accurate and powerful kicker in Alberto Arroyo. Now the ball comes out. Let's see who got it.
Oh, no, Saddleback. You can just see
and
by the reaction they didn't.
And it's Peugeot who was able to just beat Owens to the ball.
Wow. That was so close.
Valenzuela lost the handle. We're going to show you the replay from field level here, and this is another great job. It was Rooks that was able to dig that ball out, but Pachot, what a great alert play, able to fall on the ball.
Saddleback takes a timeout with 1:50 remaining. If the Pirates get nothing on the next two plays, it'll be somewhere around a 38-yard field goal, but that's quite a ways off in the distance. Saddleback has 2 timeouts remaining.
And this is where, to stay with the point, it's a luxury for Steve Mushagan because he can have a lot of confidence that this is well within Arroyo's range. So he might be in a position to think to himself here, we don't really have to take a lot of risk. I'm willing to take my chances.
Yeah,
sending Arroyo out there to what would essentially be close to putting this one away. If he can put one through with around a minute left and make this a 2-score game, you got to like your position if you're the Pirates.
Yeah, Saddleback's seen 2 really excellent kickers they've faced so far this year. Riverside kid out there had a couple of bombs in that game.
Like 4 field goals in the game, and in a game that must seem somewhat similar in a lot of ways to this one for Bobcat fans watching. It's been a pretty even game on paper. Tilley over his left guard, twisting forward. He's still on his feet inside the 10, inside the 5, down to the 3. Tilley with a first down, and he's got the Pirates on the doorstep. And that may be a big nail in the coffin here for the Bobcats, as Tilley, with a great second effort, has the Pirates down inside the 5.
No question that one hurt right there, Jeff.
Let's watch this one more time, as we'll have a timeout on the field. And that is just sensational effort from Tilley. And for those that have watched the Pirates this season, it has been beyond running back by committee. 5, 6 deep at the position, and they will spread it around, and it allows them to stay so fresh. And that is good hard running from Tilley, who makes, I want to say, maybe just his second or third carry of the game, and those fresh legs able to churn out 18 yards. And the Pirates, well, I think it's safe to say now they're well within Arroyo's range at the 3.
Yeah, the Bobcats have 1 timeout left. I'm not quite sure they can entirely run the clock out. They're going to have to kick a field goal or something. One way or another, Saddleback will get the ball back. Question is whether it be down by a touchdown or down by 10. But they're just going to have a handful of seconds left.
Take you back to this drive, and what a fantastic finish here in this latter stage of the fourth quarter for the Pirates. The big turnover defensively, and then a great job by their offense taking over and moving this football down the field into scoring position. They have it now at the 3. Miles, off tackle on the left side, hit at the line, gets back to the line, maybe a yard, and an immediate timeout as the clock stops with 1:33 remaining.
Yeah,
and that will be the Bobcats' final timeout.
At the very, very best, if Ventura just takes a knee twice, at the very best, they'll kick a field goal. Saddleback could get it, back with 5-7 seconds left in the game, and if you're the Bobcats right now, you're doing nothing but stripping at the ball. You just want to try to get a turnover.
Yeah, as much as a touchdown here for Ventura,
no, if I'm
we
Ventura,
don't likely put it away.
Right.
You're almost better off not scoring.
No.
If you score here, you give Saddleback what might be their only chance, even down 2 scores, because at least they get the ball back. But
it's not in their best interest to run a play.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the fact. They should be going down to 1 knee here, just taking a knee. Worst case scenario with 8 or 9 seconds left, you kick a short field goal, or you just elect to turn the ball over on down. Maybe you run it on the 4th down play rather than trying the field goal, so you can avoid a block. Saddleback did have a couple of block kicks in week 1.
Yep. And what do you want to bet me that over there on the Ventura sideline they're talking about having 2 hands on the football?
Yeah, no, I think it's just crazy. I'd take a knee, and you got a combination of 40 and 40. That adds up to 80 seconds.
They'll give it to Miles, and Miles with that second effort, but he has stood up at the line, and boy, I'll tell you, if you're a Pirate fan, James Miles kind of holding that ball in one arm there.
Yeah, every time you run it,
a little bit of danger.
Every time you run it, you give the other team an opportunity to get it, and I don't understand the logic, but apparently it's what they're going with there. And
yeah, 3rd down now from the 3.
Yeah, it's a long shot for Saddleback to win, but I wouldn't give him any chance at all.
Yeah.
They're going to run the clock down and call a timeout here.
Yeah, down to 5 seconds on the play clock. So, yeah, they could get this well under 20 seconds as they will take the timeout.
Yeah, they'll run a play, and then they'll get the 40 seconds. There might be no clock left if the play lasts long enough. But at the very most, there's going to be, 2 or 3 seconds.
Yeah, and I think to the point that you're making, it'll be interesting if there's under 20 seconds is, do they even bring out Arroyo in that situation? There is somewhat of a risk. If there's a block, that's a big play. You got him pinned down at their own 2-3 yard line. It's a risk to think about coming out with a field goal attempt even.
I mean, I understand to a certain extent why they opted to run a play, because the play itself is going to take, 3, 4, 5 seconds, and they're looking at the clock and they're doing all the math, and they're thinking, how can we run this thing out without losing the game? To me, the risk of having some guy reach in there and strip it out, we saw what happened on the other end of the field.
Absolutely.
When Saddleback, the guy just tried to hang on too long, and eventually somebody popped it out of there.
And that's exactly what, if you're Saddleback, exactly what you're trying to do. Talked earlier about the Golden West win earlier today, a 37-20 win over Long Beach.
Yeah, I think we're going to see a little different approach this time around, but they're still going back in the shotgun.
3rd and goal from the 2. They'll go back to Miles. Miles breaks it outright. He will take it in for a Pirate touchdown. 41 seconds remaining, and the Pirates have just salted this one away in all likelihood.
And that's actually a really good play call. I mean, if you're going to run out the clock, it's best run wide, right? If you run it right up the middle, there's a chance you can tackle them with 42, 43 seconds left on the clock. If you run it wide, you stretch the play out. Saddleback sold out inside. Pirates ran it outside, and for all intents and purposes, that's the end of the game.
4 Miles led the Pirates in rushing tonight with 32 yards, and he tacks it on with the touchdown late. And the Pirates answer back. They lead at 31-17 with 41 seconds remaining, and they are just that close to what will be a very impressive win on the road for this Ventura team that looks to stay undefeated. Meanwhile, for Saddleback, a hard luck 2-2. This was a tremendous effort here tonight, and a very difficult schedule under first-year coach Kerry Crabb. They've seen Riverside and now Ventura here in the first month.
You know what? It's a tough loss, Jeff. I think it's a good loss. I mean, if I'm the coaching staff at Saddleback, I look at this and I'm encouraged. I mean, that's a good football team there on the other side of the field, and they really, with 5 minutes left in the game, were one play away from winning the game.
Yep.
And, Ventura is one of the top-ranked teams in the state. So I think they at least found out, hey, we can play at that level. Now what can we do to be the team that makes more plays than the other team? That's what you work on this week. You got Mount Sac next week. That's another good football team back here at the stadium.
And
we'll
be
Saddleback,
back. We'll look forward to having that game.
Yeah.
And it doesn't get a whole lot easier. It's just this is a very tough schedule, but so often you see early on in the season, let's see where these teams are late in the year. Sometimes that early adversity can really help a team grow, and you could see some teams that are vastly different teams by the end of the year.
Yeah, welcome to the National Division here in Southern California.
Deep kick taken at the 1. Farrell out to the 20, 25, 30, and brought down there with 33 seconds remaining. And for Saddleback, one last chance, but I think, Brad, you wrapped it up perfectly when you talk about, you think back to just a few minutes ago, and it was inside the 5-yard line in a one-score game, and Saddleback appeared to be on their way to tying this one up, and then who knows what happens from there, but just that close to an entirely different dynamic.
And the whole game was really like that. I mean, let's not go back. They missed a field goal early. They turned the ball over a couple times down in the red zone, came up empty. This was a game that was really decided in the red zone. Ventura cashed in, and tonight anyways, the Bobcats just didn't make enough plays inside the red zone.
Yeah, and it's interesting that you would mention that as they'll screen it out on first down, and Wimmer trying to get out of bounds and does at the 40. But Steve Mushagan, the coach for Ventura, talked about this one and talking about the keys for this matchup, and one of the first things out of his mouth was we got to take care of the football in the red zone. And prescient words, as it turns out, he was obviously talking about his team, but it can be such a stark difference, not just turning the ball over, but where you do it, and it can easily turn a game. This one complete to Barry. Barry stays inbounds, out near the first down marker at the 50. They haven't moved the chains yet. The clock is down to 13 seconds.
Yeah, I think if you're Saddleback, you'd like to see Yasir Berry get out of bounds right there, but trying to make a play. Game is pretty much in hand regardless. 5 seconds left. And
yeah, Ralph trying to get away from pressure now, heading out of bounds, and he does at the 48, but no time remains. It's a final. Ventura, a 31-17 win over Saddleback. We'll step aside, come back, and wrap things up very quickly from Mission Viejo as the Pirates stay undefeated. You're watching Saddleback College Football here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. Final score from Mission Viejo, 31-17. Ventura comes to Mission Viejo and gets the win here against Saddleback. And Brad, a fascinating ball game, and I think one that certainly could have gone either way, but we theorized near the beginning that big plays between these two teams was going to be the story, and I think it's safe to say 60 minutes later that was the case here tonight. Big plays at big moments, and really told the story.
yeah, I mean, the scoreboard says that it's a 2-touchdown difference. The game really that I watched anyways wasn't a 2-touchdown different game. I mean, Saddleback actually had more total yards in the game. We mentioned that, Ventura was very good on third down all night long. They executed their offense very well. They got their plays. They got the ball to their big players when they needed to make big plays. And Saddleback just a hair short. I mean, very encouraging, however, I think, if you're the Bobcats. I mean, in week one, you played a Glendale team, and it was really tough to get an idea what you had. And Riverside, I think most people would agree, a lot of frustration, just not a lot of offensive production. And then last week against, East Los Angeles, he had one bad half, one good half. I really felt like the Bobcats played four pretty good quarters of football. And that if you're a coach, all you can do is ask that. You're in week 4 now. You're going to turn the corner at some point, and you're going to move into conference play. And I think if you're Saddleback right now, you're looking at this game and you're going, you know what? We can play. We can play at this level. We just played one of the best teams in the southern half of the state. We were a couple of plays away from winning the football game. And, maybe the next time they get in that type of situation, maybe they're the ones making the plays and winning the game. They get another shot next week against Mount Sac, who's a really good football team.
Yeah, and we will have that game for you here on SoCalCollegeSports.com. That will see the Bobcats at 2-2 now back in action. Meanwhile, for Ventura, they're off next week. They'll return in 2 weeks at home against Long Beach City College. Our thanks to Brad Hoyseth joining us tonight. Matt Brody here at Saddleback College, so helpful helping us get set up. Of course, our team, John Gaddy, Angelo Ruiz, on camera, Zach Schwartzberg, and broadcast tonight directed by Cody Valentine, of course, SoCalCollegeSports.com. All broadcasts, of course, produced and directed by Mike Zapata as well. Once again, the final score, 31-17. Ventura gets the win over Saddleback. For everybody here at SoCalCollegeSports.com, thanks for joining us. So long, everybody.